big up, and welcome to the Liverpool 12th Man Show. We are going to be doing the ratings and review show today, which is basically a review, obviously, and ratings. Also, we'll have a little bit of news going down, a little bit of like topics, here, some hot topics, I guess, that we like to get into, because there's only so much you can say about a 1-0 victory. So, we're going to get into this today. Thank you, and big up to those that are joining us. I know Norm's got his karate class today, so all good. I appreciate the fact that you chimed in, dropped a like, and definitely are going on with your day, because that's much love. I appreciate that, Norm. And I hope that you have a great day and a great karate session. But we are joined today by Lee, by the Irishman, and by Nalante today. Nalante, how you doing today? Let's see if he gets it. Nalante's on pause, on mute, but all good. Irishman, how you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
Good. Okay. And Lee, how you doing today too?
Yeah, good, mate. 1-0 wins are always good, aren't they? You hope for more goals, but 1-0 is a great win, isn't it? 1-0
Yeah.
Especially like in title races, like when it's like at the end, you can just get 1-0 wins. That's what you want to see, innit? I want to see us win 1-0 more often in the Premier League. No, against...
I do have a quick question before we even get into a lot of stuff that we're going to get into, because I guess I heard this. I don't know necessarily the answer per se off the top of my head. It made me kind of think, because I heard this question asked, and it made me think about it. I know that that was used to be one of my jobs, is like having all the answers, or at least finding the answers whenever I was asked those questions. Can you be the player? Can you be the player of the game if you're not on the winning side?
Of course you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. I've seen players play brilliantly, and be on the losing side.
I mean, I don't remember a case of it like that's that I can just drop real quick. But I was just wondering. Someone asked that question, and someone came up with you have to be on the winning side to get the man of the match, and I didn't think that was true. But I just wanted to just ask and see if you can tell me, or if you remember.
Oh no, there's no rule.
Yeah, it's not unknown, is it?
The winning side, no.
Say one more time. Yeah.
No, there is no rule. Like if you could be, if you're a goalkeeper and you're playing Man City and you play for Burnley, and they lose 1-0, but you make 5 world-class saves and save 2 penalties, you're getting man of the match.
Most likely, I think, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, right. So you will. I've seen it happen loads of times where opposition.
Oh, you've seen it happen
more
often. I don't remember. Yeah, I was wondering if you knew of a particular game where that the losing side, the player on the losing side got that you can reference. I'm just asking because I know the question was asked and I didn't know how to properly answer it really. So that's why I was like, I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head of that happening. And it could have easily happened in this game, to tell you the truth. That's why I was kind of.
I would have, yeah. I would have.
That's why I was kind of wondering if it's happened before. Actually, I know it didn't happen in this game, but and I was thinking, well, maybe the reason, and considering who got the player of the game in this match, was kind of made me wonder, and maybe there is some credence behind that statement being said. But that's why I was just wondering if you had an answer for that one or not.
Who got it? Who got the man of the match?
Simicast got it.
All right. Okay. Galaxy played all right, didn't he? Our old boy.
Yeah, that's again a player
on my man of the match. Yeah.
Yeah. A player that could have probably been considered to be the man of the match. I'll actually show you again, like I said, who actually did get player and man of the match. In a second. So let me bring it up the full screen. Let's give him his due, because you're not probably gonna. He hasn't won too many of them, and that's an award I'm sure that's going on his fireplace mantle, like dead center, because that's a really, really great accomplishment. To get player of the match in a Champions League match as well is super, super big.
I've always liked him. He's been good in the dressing room, and been happy to play his part, like in that. And yeah, I've always liked him.
Yeah, just wondering. It was interesting, and it was interesting too, because I guess maybe Carlsberg gives their own player of the match too, because they had it as Kelleher getting player of the match as the Carlsberg player of the match. So for whatever that's worth,
Okay.
kind of cool. I like Carlsberg, or I support them because they support us. But all the same, yeah, it was just interesting. I just wonder if you could think of a case of that happening. I'm sure that if we did the research, we probably could come up with one case where that's happened. But
there's one I've got. I think Wigan beat Blackburn 5-3, and who scored the hat-trick again? Rocket Cruz. That's it, and they lost 5-3.
okay. Well, there you have it. Okay.
Queven has grasped the nettle somewhat, like, hasn't he? He's been good in Ali's absence. He's been making some crucial saves, like, Harry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been excellent, like, yeah.
Absolutely, he's been a phenomenal player. Someone that we've been fortunate to have the ability to rely on. I would say, like.
Yeah,
young for a goalie, and
it's almost like, I don't want to say it's an insult, because it's not an insult, but because when you're behind the world's best goalkeeper in the world, it's not an insult to be called a number two, but the number two keeper. But
I'm sure if you asked Queven on the quiet, like, he'd say he's pleased to be honest with his number two, so he could learn from. You know what I mean? He's going to learn from him, and you can see, as the way he closes people down when they're through on goals. That's improved on Queven, like, since he came in, closing people down who were advancing on him. He's got better at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The question we raised earlier, on previous shows, I remember we raised it about a week or two ago, or it seems like, or something, like about a week ago or something. But it's starting to get a little bit of, like, now that people are seeing Kelleher again in action, people are starting to bring up that question of whether, like, he would be, if he was not sitting behind, or if we did not have Alisson on this team, would he be the starting keeper? And I think it's a resounding yes. He's definitely a committed and well positioned player for the growth that he's had on this team. And what I mean by that also is that he was fortunate. I think he's fortunate that we had Ali in front of him. That's probably it doesn't hurt to have learned or picked up little bits or bouts of professionalism from one of the best in the world, but also to have and you're going to hear me say this, to even have Adrian as a third keeper who that has probably helped him as well with his professionalism and his ability to be as long lasting of a professional. I think that was also a compliment in allowing for his growth to develop. That's my point. Being 21, being able to have two really good keepers that help you mature properly. That's my point. You see different or see the same? Did you want to comment on that, Lee?
No, I was just going to say, like, Adrian did okay, but I couldn't forgive him for it. We did the hard work against Atletico that night. We scored the goal and we're through. And then Adrian done that. And as well as he done for us, like in the Super Cup against Chelsea and stuff, I couldn't look at him the same way. I could still see him for us, but I was made up when Queven emerged, like, because I didn't want to see Adrian that much anymore.
Oh, that's harsh. That is harsh.
Oh, mate, we could have won it again that season, Yeah, it's all right saying that, isn't it? Like, but we'd done the hard work. We just scored the goals to go through, and he goes and does that.
I got you. Did you want to comment on that one, Brian?
What was the thing?
Oh, just
yeah, what Lee is saying.
Yeah.
What Lee's saying. Yeah, I mean there's always something. Whenever you fall out of love with a bit, that you'll always look. There's always one thing that you look back and go, that one time you did that. And with keepers only get to make one mistake. Outfielders can misplace a pass or whatever. If keeper makes one howler, that's what can happen. So it's hard. Yeah, something like that can stick in your head when you see
team like Atletico. Once that happened, we were dead. Weren't we? Like we were dead in the water. Like from that moment on, was no two.
Yeah, I don't think he ever really intended playing that much for us, I suppose. But look, he's there with Achterberg, who's got a lot of stick. Taffarel has come in recently. Specifically, I think, with the idea of working with Alisson, Claudio Taffarel, the Brazilian goalkeeper from back in the 80s and 90s, played for Roma and a couple other people.
He was goalie in '94 still, wasn't he, when he won it?
He's still going around. Like, so he's a coach there now. Achterberg has been there a long time. He's regarded as one of the best there is. And I know we've had younger, kind of like, I think Slot has brought in one of his goalkeeping guys as well, but there'll be a few of them around. But Taffarel and Achterberg seem to be there now a while, doing a very good job. And you've got you've got Ali to compete with, but you've also you can learn off him as much as you can, and you pick up. That's why that number 3 spot is really important. Someone like Adrian, because he's there to act the right way and do things the right way. Mm-hmm. So that the younger keepers look at him. That's how you behave. That's how you train as a keeper. Yes. That's how you behave yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's surrounded by
Adrian, because like he was the model professional in that sense. Like as your backroom man, money, like like encouraged.
40 grand a week, man. 40 grand a week. I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Yeah.
And you got to hang out with horses all the time. You got to like groom horses. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Go play with a 5-a-side and at Melwood or down at the Axe, and then train. All those nice swim pools and all that lovely grass to play on. Not a bad life, is it?
Mm-hmm. But let me see. Let me do this as well. Lante, did you want to have a say on our keeper or our number 2? Now playing as our number 1. Big up Max, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. The thing with Canada, like I said, it'll just be a shame when he goes. You know what I mean? It'll just be a shame, man. He's just doing his bit. He just needs to continue, man. Like I said, he deserves this move in the summer, and I just wish him all the best. That's all, really. To be fair.
Yeah. It will be a travesty when he does leave, considering that it's again, I guess you could say that. The one is starting to become an overused word or phrase or a term, but it's that sliding door, like a situation where if things were different, maybe he would be our number 1 keeper possibly, if we had not gone for Ali or if Ali had gone on to take on some of the rumors that was being said about him moving on to possibly to Saudi Arabia and the likes. Been different, but I'm glad and appreciative that we have him as our current number 1 choice in keeper while Ali is on the mend and has some phenomenal saves yesterday. We're going to get into those ratings in a little bit. We're definitely going to get into some of those ratings in a little bit, but there was something funny that I saw that I wanted to share with you guys before we get close to getting into some of those ratings. And be sure to stick with us because your input on the ratings is vital, by the way. Have the fonts changed in here? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Which in the chat or on like your graphics?
Oh, I don't think my phone's. Yeah, I haven't changed. Just same graphics for myself. So he must be. Maybe he's referring to the chat. But
maybe your phone is on something, Hyder. Maybe.
But there was something I was going to show you. So we were talking about Stevie Nickel, and how he's a little bit Steve Grumpy Nickel, as some were calling him. And there was another person that was mentioned that could possibly rival Steve Nickel when it comes to the reluctant praise of his former club. And this was kind of interesting. I'll share this quote, or this quote by a particular individual. Liverpool were lucky to be level, let alone ahead. That's according to Stephen Warnock, former Liverpool defender, on Match of the Day for UEFA Champions League. He said that goal is as against the run of play as you can get. I was just thinking that Liverpool are very lucky to still be level, let alone ahead. Their passing has been poor, and they are still too easy to play through. Then they scored out of almost nothing. I don't know. Is it something about people named Steven or Steve or something? Like, is that what it is? This some of the praise that we show to the team. Yeah. What do you have to say? What do you have to say about Mr. Warnock's comments on our play yesterday, Brian? What do you have to say?
You want to take that, Lee?
Or you want to take it, Lee? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Lee. Go ahead.
What was it? Sorry.
It was basically, it's on the screen, but it says, the goal was against the run of play as you can get. He says, I was thinking that Liverpool are very lucky to still be level, let alone ahead. Just like, what is it about, like, especially just Stephen Warnock? Because I know that you guys see him more than I do, because he's, he's more of a, pundit on your side of the pond. But
he does co-coms on the American feed that I get sometimes. He doesn't co-com in England.
Sometimes, yes, he does.
But he's
Sometimes
on, I think it's ESPN or USA.
No, he's on NBC. NBC or Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always, with the one I get, it always comes up as USA.
Yeah, NBC owns Peacock owns NBC, USA.
That's it. Yeah. That's the one. If I can't get an English feed, I end up listening to him. Like, he's just a grumpy, kind of dour, kind of natural, down at the mouth kind of guy. He's never looked the happiest, never seemed the happiest. I don't think I've ever seen him, kind of shout, not, he has to be jumping around or anything, but at least, kind of getting excited when we score a goal or anything like that. He's he's one of those guys they seem to like for some reason. Yeah, they think that if he's not, I don't know, maybe they think he's more serious or something like that. But yeah, he's not someone I'd want to go for a pint with, let alone listen to him commentate on Liverpool.
Yeah,
but this guy didn't make it. This guy, former Liverpool defender, on Match of the Day, UEFA Champions, like, he's won a couple of things with us. But just by being in a squad, he was a bit par player at a certain time in our, and that's the reason he has this career. That's the reason he's not on TV if he'd only ever play for Coventry or both.
Gary Gillespie's probably our best ex-defender for being positive all the time. Is Gary Gillespie on Liverpool LFC TV? When you've got LFC TV, like, he's good on that, Gary Gillespie, and he's always like positive. And that. Warnock's a bit of a misery. He's not he's from not far from here. Warnock, only up the road from here, but he is a bit of a misery, like. And he had a short Liverpool career. Played for Rafa, like, didn't he? But he didn't play much. He had an all right left foot. Not a bad left foot, but he wasn't good enough in the end to play very many games for Liverpool. Maybe that's why he's such a misery.
I just wondering. It's funny. And I brought up Steve Nicol about the comments and everything. I thought it was funny because it seems like Warnock basically heard the viral sensation that Nicol got from being grumpy, and he said, "Wait a minute, hold my beer. I'll be right back." So I just wanted it was funny. I saw it, and like the internet is having a little bit of fun with Stephen Warnock by definitely bringing up that exact sentiment as well. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I looked up ESPN videos, Nichols, from what you told me, 12, like about him being in Israel. That's what I specifically had to look for it the other day, and I was a laugh at that video, like.
Yeah, that was just funny. There was some interesting things that occurred yesterday. I know we spoke about it in the match reactions about how Mo Salah is now third in the tier of European Cup appearances. But another statistic or another record break that is soon to happen for him, most likely, is that Mo Salah is just 4 assists away from overtaking Luka Modric and Toni Kroos in Champions League assists.
That's massive.
That is, for a player that is known for his goal scoring.
Yeah.
That is a pretty
it's good stat.
It's a pretty cool stat to have, or pretty cool, feat to be on the verge of overtaking this campaign. Still have another 5 games. He could break it. He could, or at least not break, but surpass those illustrious players. 2 very, very renowned players. Certainly for Real Madrid now too.
Well, Kroos retired now, so he can't get any more. So he can definitely catch up with him.
Right.
There's only Gerrard and Carragher ahead of him in the appearances in the European Cup, isn't there now?
Yes.
Yep. Gerrard second and Carragher first for the European Cup appearance. And Mo. That's
no. It goes Jamie's first. Did you say Jamie first, or you say Jamie second?
Yeah, Jamie first.
Jamie's first. Yeah.
Yeah, it says a lot about Mo's fitness, doesn't it? That he's been able to play that many games for us, like over this period we've had him, like.
Yeah, and that's what, and this is spot on, Rep. Like that's exactly what I was trying to get across is that, for someone this has been deemed as he's just a goal merchant, or he only gets goals, he doesn't really bring up.
Like from the moment we got him, he was given assists. My favourite one was Mane at Bayern Munich, where he just used the outside of his left foot to lift it onto Mane's head over at the other post. That was my favourite Mo assist.
I think if you go out, or lads, if you go out and score 500 goals like he did for us in like 2 years, just went out, people will naturally forget all the other stuff that he does. Because people just talk about it as a goal scorer, but it's not. I can't remember what year it is, but he won the Playmaker of the Year award around 3 years ago, I think. So that's like most assists in the Premier League. He's won that award before, so he's already shown that. Yeah, now it probably wasn't a vintage year for assists. I'm going to guess he probably won it with around 14, but he's done that. And I always go back to the year when he played with Dzeko in Rome. I think the second year he played as an out winger, and he got 16 assists for Dzeko. So he's shown he can create, but it's just because he scored so many goals for us, people just kind of, I suppose, ignore it a little bit.
They ignore it, yeah. They ignore that.
Or they don't notice
this
it.
Incredibly versatile game to himself. It's not all.
But
just
I mean,
about,
just in terms of praising him. No, but I just mean when they're praising him, they kind of, because he's such a goal scorer, they kind of forget to praise him for the other, as opposed to like, not saying the negative way, not saying he doesn't do it, but he gets so much praise for being a goal scorer that, anybody else who was just kind of an average goal scorer and got the amount of assists that he did, they'd be praised for their all-round game. It's just, he does so much, it just blows it out. When people look back, you know, it'll be fun to do a thing when he leaves, because we've been talking all year about all these crazy little weird niche individual records he's been pulling up. So when he does leave, like the list of like Guinness Book of Record entrants for football that Mo Salah is going to have, I think it's going to be crazy. Most this, most that. This, you know, most appearances here, most goals against these guys, all these weird little crazy things. Like, but he's going for it, man. He has records in his eyes. I've always said he has those targets in his eyes. And why wouldn't you when you start getting that close? Because like the Aguero thing you were mentioning last night, why wouldn't you have your eye on that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be looking?
If we can cement this good start, we've had maybe add a couple of players or at least one good strong start in January, you know, and cement this good start, give him a chance to break more records, like, you know what I mean?
We're getting close now, only 2 more months.
What I'm worried about, we've only got like 3 backup midfielders, haven't we? Endo, Jones and Elliott, that's it. Apart from Morton.
Morton, not a, as a young, but he's on the bench, but yeah, he hasn't
We've
played
got
for
Jarrell and Joe, but I'm worried about, I think we definitely need a signing to carry on this momentum that we've got. We definitely need a signing like in January. I'd like a centre back actually. Still, I wanted one there. I'd like one to replace Matip. You know what I mean?
Understand everyone's
a
concern.
third choice centre half, is it? You'd like to bring
We might have seen. We might have just seen. We might have just seen one of the new center backs that we would try to pursue. I understand that he did sign a extension, but it was only a year extension that he signed. It wasn't some big extension. And as Lukeba, that's how I pronounce his name. I know Brian's always quick to
Sorry, what? Who? No, sorry. What? Who?
Lukeba. Lukeba?
Oh, the guy we were talking about last night. Yeah, Lukeba.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Lukeba. Yeah.
Still want a left-footed one. Want a left-footed centre back, so we have one instead of 4 right-footed centre backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Want us to have 4 right-footed centre backs and 1 left-footed one.
Costello Lukeba. He is a left-footed center back, by the way.
And we've been linked with that Bade guy again. I saw another story.
Oh yeah,
him and another centre half. So I think Lee, you'll get what you want. I think we are definitely looking in that position.
Yeah.
Either in January or next summer, we will look. Clubs buy players. It's inevitable. We'll bring in people. So it's just what to do.
It makes sense to
try. A lot of
wouldn't it? Because to keep the good feeling going around the club. Yeah, where are we now? At the end of October, we haven't got long to go now. But keep everything.
No, that's the same. Only 2 months to get to January. I'd like a Gravenberch understudy, someone that can come in and go. You know, not someone that's go. Oh, is he going to play instead of Gravenberch? No, he's going to be the guy that can back him up. Maybe that bit, but I don't. It's going to be hard. Yeah, January is difficult. You know, I think it might be
signings in January though. Like
it'll be a release clause job, I'd say. Just if there's somebody you want in January and they've got like a 32 release clause, it's something you know, not something you have to negotiate for 3 weeks with agents and clubs. If there's a guy that you think can improve the squad, and you can get him in January, and it's a release clause thing, maybe go and do that. But it's tricky business. Always tricky business in January.
I do have a question for the chat. Those of us that are with us today, again, like I don't think the notifications. No,
I didn't get one actually.
Yeah, I don't think everyone got one because I could tell by the limited number here in the group. But we do have some legends in the group. All legends in the group, I should say, in the chat and certainly on the panel. So appreciate you guys being with us and riding on the Liver Bird with us today. I was going to ask this really quick question, and what we saw yesterday was interesting. I know we already saw the Chelsea match. We've come to expect what we got to expect. I know people don't like talking about referees and the likes and yada, yada, yada. But I did hear someone that was a rival actually that was commenting. They were doing a show and they were commenting on the performance and everything else and the likes about the show. And I even saw actually another rival for on one of our brother shows, Copish TV, bring this thing up too about the foul that should have been called. But I was going to ask, do you think that there are referees possibly in Europe that have a bias against English clubs? I'm just wondering, do you think that there's
there always has been, mate.
Okay.
There used to be a
conspiracy
against North European teams when the Italians used to pay the refs and that in the old days.
Right.
It happened to us, didn't it, in 64, 65, the European Cup semi-final. And the ref outseased them in the bill. He paid for his sick kid. His sick kid had cancer and they picked up the bill. There was no NHS in Portugal apparently in them days. Like, so that's what happened there. And then they done it to Dortmund the year before as well. Dortmund, then us. And then the third year, they got Real Madrid and the ref refused the bribe. A Hungarian ref, Georgi Vardas, refused their bribe. But there used to be Dutch teams used to get ripped off a lot, like a lot of the North European teams, right, used to get ripped off. Ajax and that were ripped off a few times by dodgy refs.
That was the play that was mentioned. That was like highly mentioned yesterday.
Some refs are dodgy, aren't they?
It was
that's not a ref thing. That's a VAR thing.
And that's the VAR thing. Well, I mean, but still, it is a ref thing.
No, the ref misses it, right? Cool.
Right.
Okay, the ref misses, right?
Okay.
Unless VAR gets on the ear to him and says, you need to go and check that, he's not going to go and check it. So obviously VAR have looked at that and gone, yep, that's fine. Nothing wrong there. We don't need to tell them to, because we all know whenever ref goes to the video, 9 times out of 10, he's given the pen, because they'll say they'll only call him for a reason. So how they can have looked at that and said, that's not clear and obvious, all the rest of it, that's where the failing is there. If the ref looked at it and still, if the ref goes and watches a replay and still goes, yeah, that's not a penalty, yeah, then you got to check his bank account. But right now, this is the fail-safe. VAR is the fail-safe. It's put in place to stop this from happening. So, we were watching it last night, do you remember? And I actually had to ask you, there is VAR in this game, right?
Right.
Because there was nothing. There was nothing with McAllister. There was nothing. It was like, I was losing my mind. I was like, there is VAR.
Yeah, just VAR.
Right?
Did they not have
he
a
made his
camera?
mind up fairly quickly, didn't he? It looked like he made his mind up before the challenge was made.
That's great, Lee. I have absolutely no problem with a ref making a decision super quick and getting on with the game. It's just if it's wrong, then the VAR comes, beep, stop the game. You need to go watch it. That's what that thing is there for. So if it's not stepping in. That's why I literally was saying to him, I was like, have I missed something here? Have they taken VAR out? Because there was nothing. There was no lines for anything. There was nothing being shown. It was like, okay, they're just letting this guy get on with it.
Decision come in really quickly as well as the ref's decision.
Well, you know what's crazy about it? I know that they wouldn't do this, but I think there was a clear and obvious error in the referee giving McAllister a yellow card, by the way, for what he saw as being a dive. And when you watch it on replay, you can see he clearly got him with his thigh and knocked him. And that's the reason why he went over. It was one of those cases. Now I know they're not going to.
And even on that one, I said, do you remember I said to you, can anybody tell me, can they remember, anybody in chat, remember, anyone on the panel, remember the last time they saw somebody getting a yellow card for a dive, even if it was a dive, right? Even if it was, when was the last time you saw someone get a yellow card for a dive outside the box? I can't ever remember seeing someone getting a yellow card for dive outside the box.
But I'd even go even further, Brian, to say, okay, even if the referee in his mind thinks that that's a dive, okay, that's one thing. All right, he was wrong. But that's one thing. He sees it as being a dive. But then when, just as you just pointed out, that was outside the box. Darwin's
Yeah, that's the next obvious
was
point.
inside the box.
Yeah, but that's
So-
not yellow. But he's calling it a dive.
Exactly, but you're calling
But-
it a dive,
But
yet
this time
you're
it's not a
it,
yellow.
it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Like
And
a
that's why I
yellow.
was like, yeah,
If it's a dive, if you're giving it a yellow for a dive, you're giving it in the box. That's when you're giving it. You're not out like outside the box. You're giving him that kind of wagging the finger. You know, don't be trying that on me, kind of look,
Right.
but get up, kind of thing. You're not giving me yellow.
right.
But then he's. I mean, that made zero sense. Okay, so you're giving yellows for dives. That wasn't. So maybe he's saying there was contact, which is why he fell, which is why I'm not giving it as a dive. But then if there was contact, that referee, man,
It didn't make much sense, to be honest with
Didn't
you.
make
The
a whole lot
referee
of
was
sense.
like all over with his decisions, and like, look, we deal with what we deal with in the Premier League. We all are very critical of refereeing. I'm not saying that we're not trying to make this into a referee, analyzation show or something like that, or but it was certainly interesting that the Swiss, he's from Switzerland, the Swiss referee was very, very
Swiss.
just all over with his, like, there was no
Oh, hey,
consistency.
It
He's
wasn't Baltini on VAR, was it, out there in Leipzig? Or was that a scurrilous rumour started by agents of mischief?
I don't know who was on VAR. I'd have to look to see who was on VAR.
Baltini it was.
they can't give an English ref VAR in a European game.
No.
With it.
I can't do that.
It has to be. It would be probably two
It
referees
was
that,
a fast one from
that
VAR.
aren't connected to the countries playing.
The decision was poor and the VAR was even worse.
The VAR was missing in action.
Non-existent.
My point. Yeah, where was it? Like,
Where was it, man? You know what I mean? 100% penalty that. But evening, guys, everyone. Nalante, Brian, Lee.
Yeah, big up JK, by the way.
Bless
Yeah.
you.
But you're right, Brian. You know what's funny about it too? We were watching the broadcast, and you're right. There were parts and points where they were pretty much, you could tell that their players were all sides or the likes, but they didn't draw any lines. They didn't really show anything. They didn't say, "Oh, this is being checked by VAR," or like no real communication about that. And it's one of those things where if you want to have transparency and you want to make the fans feel like, this is. I'm not saying that it's underhanded, but certainly you want to make sure that everyone feels like you're getting a fair shake on this game. Like, in a game that could have easily, in a 1-0 game, it could have easily went different. It could have easily ended up different.
That goal he ruled out last season against Toulouse was bollocks as well. It was Giroud who scored, wasn't it? Like, and he ruled it out. He went right back to McAllister outside the box, didn't he? Like, and took ages over it, and then jibbed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yesterday, that Darwin thing, that was 100% penalty. Like, what would be looking at? He got the ball first. The guy put his foot out. He fell over it. Ciao. That's a penalty all
watching
day.
Coronation Street or something, JK.
Something like that, bro.
Not watching the game.
EastEnders. You know what I mean? They weren't watching no game there.
Yeah,
that was 100% penalty right there. 100%.
Cast iron, 24 carats.
I asked this on the reaction show. I'll ask it again to those in the chat, to those on the panel. We can go Lee, we can go JK, and then go to the Irishman. Were you happy with the lineup that you saw go out, or was there someone that you thought you would have preferred to have seen, considering that yesterday, again, this is something Brian came up with. Dr. Sleep, I believe is that the name of him? Arnie Slot had some of us wondering how and why certain players were playing, possibly, but he did bring in some rotation. I understand one way or another that you might not want to go too deep into rotating the squad where you don't have any real consistency with the players playing. But yeah, we did see Cody get another start. We did see Simicast get a start, and everyone else was pretty much, and then obviously Nunez getting the start because of the injury, but everyone else was pretty much the thought of starters that you would see in the games. When you did see the lineup, Lee, were you surprised, or is there someone that you would have preferred to have seen starting at least?
I'm surprised Jones didn't start after Chelsea, but then again, not completely surprised. Yeah, I thought Jonesy might have featured like in the start after Chelsea, but no, apart from that, yeah, that was good that he rotated Simicast, didn't he? We're not seeing it, like, only seen bits of it. Looked like he rotated well anyway, and it worked. Give a few players a rest.
Okay. I see Red Armchair supporter says he was happy with the lineup.
Has Diaz played since he come back from international?
He has played, but he hasn't started.
Really.
Yeah, he hasn't started.
He'll be chomping at the bit then to get back in the team, only like and have a go at Arsenal. I predict he will
be up against
Arsenal.
He'll be up against that Timber lad, won't he? Lee, he'll be up against that lad Timber, won't he?
Okay,
he plays on the right.
That'll be a good matchup. He's a good player, Timber.
Either him or Ben White, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I hope White goes. I'm hoping White plays with Gabriel at centre back and the employer right back. With Ben White and see what Luke Jones can do with them.
Oh no! Yeah,
California's out, so they could do Tomiyasu on the right. Who he might be out. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
We will do a preview. We will do.
Remember Jota when Jota got that double at the Emirates and he megged Tomiyasu. No, he done Tomiyasu and then like megged someone. I think and like just slotted it past the keeper. I think it was Ramsdale and no, like in goal. It was 2022 when we went for the quad, but only won 2 cups. And Jota got 2 away in early January, like in the Carabao Cup. That was a dead good game.
This is what Heiler's saying too. He's saying he watches RB Leipzig pretty much every week, and he promises that they are very much more lethal than what they looked yesterday. I think that they're a good team, by the way. I think
they're our problem, though, isn't it?
They started the season.
It's not our problem. We played them now. That's it. It's done.
Yeah,
you want to have to take and go be lethal against somebody else.
No, I was pretty disappointed in them. Like, I was thinking they were going to offer more, but we didn't. Our game plan worked, you know what I mean? Sort of kept them quiet. First 10, 15 minutes, yeah, they looked a bit lively. Like I said yesterday in the preview show, that they're going to start off fast, maybe, and they did. But slowly we started creeping into the game.
Of all the scores, I think I'd love a 1-0 away to Arsenal more than anything at the weekend. Just a 1-0, nice goal, that'd do me fine. Don't concede, 1-0 win. That'd be sweet. Then I don't care what City do against Southampton. They can score 7 if they want. I won't be arsed.
And that's the day before, Lee. I seen that picture. I was like, oh, great. You've got Arsenal, they got bloody Southampton at home. It's just typical, isn't it?
Last week was a disgrace, wasn't it? Everyone knows it. That was a disgrace. I've seen so many ruled out for that in the keeper's eye line. That was bollocks, that. Silver living.
Oh, that was offside. 100%.
Being a twat.
Oh, that was terrible decision. The CVAR, it's a joke when you really look at it now.
It's done for me.
In front of the goalkeeper.
City's ascent up. That one incident sums City up really for me.
True.
As a club.
Yeah. Look at that decision there, and the Silva, the guy who was right in front of the goalkeeper, was hugging him. You know what I mean? And he weren't interfering in play. Come on, man. Like,
as soon as he was into him, like taking his focus off it. Like by the time he regained his focus, it was being headed at him.
Even against Chelsea, our second goal. For me, Darwin was interfering in play. He was in offside position.
Just to win like that, you know, if we decided to play like that and we started winning like that, I wouldn't like it, mate. You know what I mean? I'd accept it probably if we did that because they do it now. Wouldn't like it. It's shit, isn't it? It's shit, that.
But do you reckon, though, the second goal for us, Darwin Núñez was offside for that Curtis Jones goal? Like, for me, I'll be a bit peed off if I was that defence because they played the offside rule. And Darwin didn't realise Jones was there. But for me, Darwin was interfering in play. He was in line with that Salah pass. But we got away with it, so job done.
I felt that sorry for Gary O'Neill, you know, when he come out and said, because they have had loads of bad ones, haven't they? They do get bloody ringed, don't they? You
Oh,
know,
Wolves. Oh
often.
yeah. Even opposition fans are saying that about them now. They're like, oh Jesus, they're actually getting done over every week. Those ads.
Yeah, but to be honest, the City one, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't. Even if it's Man City, I didn't see any issue with that goal. To be honest.
I don't know what
You
you're talking.
can't
Like,
be
was
Man
it one of those
City.
things where there's like someone standing like directly in front of the keeper, and someone is saying he's not interfering, and someone is saying he is? It's
I
one
don't
of those
understand
ones.
it either, to be honest with you. It's really
I don't remember the goal. It's not that big, super acrobatic goal, is it? Is he end up blocking him off there or something? That's the only one.
How brilliant Pat Drain has been, and the brilliant football, the brilliant players. They really mentioned
well, it just
just how bad their behaviour is for a team that wins an awful lot and has been winning a lot for a while. The behaviour is just.
They're not.
I just think of every time I see a set piece like that, where it's either Arsenal or if it's Manchester United who did it the next game that I'm going to reference, or even if it's like you just mentioned, Manchester City. The fact that in that cup final, when we got that call of apparently it being us being egregious of the foul, but yet the very next week, again, like I said, Manchester United do the exact same play, the exact same setup, and is deemed as being okay. It's one of those things where you're just like, all you want is consistency. If you're going to make that call, I don't really care that you make that call. If that's how you're going to administer the rule, fantastic. Excuse me, fine. However, just apply it to everyone and have it be applicable to every team, not just select interpretations by a referee, or even like you mentioned earlier about whoever's in the VAR booth, whether they deem it as being something worth looking at. So that's all, man. Just make it consistent. I think that's the one thing. Yeah, we're getting back into the thing. Yeah,
that's robots. So. Humans, refs are humans. Humans ain't consistent. Yeah. That's the problem. So.
Who's the ref?
Anyway, yeah, but
let's talk about something positive. Yeah. Let's move away from the referees. What I was going to say is something positive that happened yesterday was two records being broken yesterday, which were both pretty phenomenal, considering the company or those that held the record, or at least those that had never accomplished the record or these feats. Yesterday, Liverpool have now won 11 of their first 12 games of the season for the first time ever. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I don't know if we're going to.
I wouldn't have thought that.
You could argue that we might have. That the Forest game we might have been able to nick out a win, but that is still a pretty phenomenal feat. And the second feat, I'll allow for you guys to comment on both of these feats. The second feat is that it was also the 6th straight away victory to start a season. Another feat which has never been accomplished in Liverpool history, and we've had some phenomenal.
Yeah, that one didn't surprise me. The one before did, though.
Okay, why so? Why so?
1 out of 12 from the start before, like that.
Is it because it's a new coach, or is it because of our play from last year? Why do you think why were you more willing, or not willing, but why were you more accepting or less surprised? That's a better word for it. Why are you less surprised with the second feat than the first one?
So 6 straight away victories at the start of the season. That's a mad one. That's a madman. That's starting it like that's something you probably haven't seen a lot. Someone like Mourinho's probably done that crap, but maybe like 6 away, whatever in a row. Not from the start of the season, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. How about for you, JJ?
Yeah, one. Yeah, it's a good one.
JK's on mute.
I've seen a lot of videos praising Scott in the last few days, like from different sources, like Goldbridge has done as usual early season. How good are Liverpool? One, which he always does every season.
Yeah.
Well,
Irishman. How about for you?
Caveats all over the place. An amazing achievement, but even in the world of no easy games, it's a soft run. You got a good opening run of games. Like we've all been talking about, this is the 10 games starting at Chelsea is what we've all been saying. But to do that,
squad,
because look, it's an incredible achievement. But I'm just saying, like other teams will have had in the first 2 games, they might have had a City or something like that, which just gives you. But he did have. But that's what I'm just saying. Like I'm not doing it down at all. He's done it quietly. It's one of the things, like I said it before he came in, that I just wanted him to have a good start. Just good 3 or 4 games, get off to a run so people wouldn't be instantly on his back, and he's done it better than anyone could have expected. Immediately getting over that Forest game was paramount, but like we've been saying, it is
like
these 10. Like if you'd put these 10 games, right, and he won 11, or well, say the next 11 games starting at Chelsea, the ones everyone, and he won 11 of those, that would be out of this world type stuff. What he's done is still amazing, but the only thing I would say is that we've had much tougher starts, and other teams might have achieved something close to that if they hadn't had 1 or 2 tough games, and Arsenal away second game or something like that, City at home first game, something stupid like that. But anyway, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate on it because no, I think it's amazing. He's done, and like I said, I got a bit slack for saying this the other day. Maybe I put it the wrong way, but I said he's doing with Klopp's team. What he's doing with Klopp's team. These are all
cool that he says that, by the way. I like the fact that he does make a point that he understands that this team is a team that obviously a great coach has already constructed. He's left him it's not like he's left him a broken down or like, used part style car, in essence, and said, hey, go drive this on Autobahn. This has some very good components, and it's just a matter of maybe tinkering with the gearing a little bit to do different things, and you might get a different result from this, and that's what we're seeing. That's at least my perspective. But
he's been left a really good team, but he hasn't been left a really good squad. A lot of players left this summer: Bajcetic, Matip, Thiago, and then like Vandenberg, Coutinho, bloody Carvalho, and only Chiesa come in. So I think we are a bit light in midfield. I would like to see another body in midfield to cover us from January on, so we can carry on doing the business basically. What do you reckon about that? Another midfielder needed in January?
Yeah. Quality understudy for Gravenberch. What the?
Yeah. I mean, Jones done really good there, but I mean, we're going to have injuries, aren't we? Just waiting for it to happen and hoping it doesn't, but we do need extra bodies, I think, in January to try and last the pace, in the season and stay at the top until May. Without that, I don't think we'll make it until May. We'll drop off at some point without any new signings because we will have injuries and it will cost us points. Sorry to be negative.
I think
what's Tara's question? How do you really define
a tough game? I answered that. I'm going to answer Lee's question too, but I answered that. A tough game, in my opinion, is one that you are struggling or unable to dictate the game or get involved in your pre-thought out game plan. Like as in, if you had the vision, we're going to come out and we're going to press, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and all of a sudden you can never get really in gear and do what it is that you do well doing, that's a tough game. That, at least is my perspective of being a tough game. Because
Playing somebody ahead of you, but if you're playing somebody above you in a league, or you're playing somebody that's, you know, ranked equally.
Oh, okay. That's a different way too.
That's a tough game. Yeah, that's another way. Or like if you're going,
that's another way of looking at it too. I look at it from like from like the actual once you're in the game type thing. But a tough game could be a tough game. Could
I think I told you, we got a tough game coming up, kind of thing. Maybe like any team that's above you, or like if you got a team that's on a, say they've won 4 out of the last 6 games and they got a draw on the other, and you're playing them away at their place, that's going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got to change. But yeah, anybody that's either ranked equal to you or above you is automatically a tough game. That's why you're ranked equally or you're ranked below them.
Yeah. No. To answer Lee's question too, or Lee's point, I could see us going in the January window for someone. I could see it possibly happening. It's going to be interesting this January window because, like, unlike last January window, especially with PSR, and I don't know what's going on, you know, with I don't know if teams are going to be getting like the inside scoop and trying to not inside scoop of what's going on with the city case and what's going to go on with like these future, applications of PSR and everything else and blah, blah, blah. And because that affected, I think that certainly, with all the point deductions that we saw last year, that certainly, I think, affected the January window this year, or the previous year, excuse me. But I could also see it as, if we do need a player, certainly we'll go out and get it. If a player is available, someone like a player like a Diaz was a player that we were hoping to go in for in the summertime, but he's pressed and about to make the move to Spurs. We had the opportunity to really seize the opportunity, so we took advantage of it and went for him in January, as opposed to waiting for him to possibly not even be available in the summertime. So I can see that happening, but I was also going to just finish the thought by saying, if we do have a team that has managed to be, every team's going to have injuries, but if we have a team that has managed to, hold tight or hold pat and not be ravaged by injuries and the likes, I don't know if we'll go that heavily. It could be something that we don't go into and get a player in the winter market.
I do hope that the returning Edwards and company and whoever is scouts feel a bit of pressure to deliver a signing after Zubimendi falling through. They've had months now to look and identify a player, and I hope they feel a bit of pressure, to appease the fan base and find us somebody for January. I'd take a midfielder or a centre half. That would please me. Either one. Both would be nice. Both would be perfect. But one or the other would be good too.
Mm-hmm. There is one thing. We're almost at the hour mark, and after the hour mark, we're going to go into the ratings. So, but before we do, there is one little thing that I did want to comment on. It's something that maybe you've seen in some of the. I don't know why. I know there's some that are going to say X or Twitter is sometimes a dangerous place to kind of frequent, because of the news or sometimes the takes that you can see on there. But there's been a couple different posts that I saw that kind of made me just say, why are they trying to orchestrate this rumor? That's why I wanted to kind of just squash it. I don't think it's a true rumor. I think the two of the adaptations of the rumor, I don't think are really accurate. But I am going to say it because I do want to know that, so that you can hear what it is and be able to address it yourself as well. There has been a rumor that Federico Chiesa is homesick and his family are struggling to settle in Liverpool. and he is apparently requesting a loan move in January.
Source?
Another rumor that has propped
Can we
up.
get a source so quickly on
yes,
that?
I can give you
Who it is actually saying?
Give me a second. I'll get you the source on that one, because
Yeah.
the other one that I have is from Empire of the Cop. This one was reported 5 hours ago, and that Liverpool could allow Chiesa to depart on loan in January if he continues to struggle with injuries at Anfield, with AC Milan, Inter, and Roma all touted as possible destinations. That is according to Calcio Mercato.
Oh, okay. Mercato.
Yes.
Calcio Mercato.
The other one, the first one, let me get you you can comment on them, or I don't think either one is true. I think they're both poor. I think they're just rumor based. Like, Chiesa hasn't been playing. What's taking him so long to get into the senior squad? Slot has even addressed it too. By the way, Slot has said the fact that it's that Italy. Slot has addressed it, saying that it was Italy, that the Italian league isn't as high intensity as the English Premier League is. So they've always had the intentions of giving him time to adjust his fitness to be accountable for what he's going to face in the Premier League. There's never been the whole thing of, oh, well, he can't get fit, or he can't do this or can't do that. It's more of, it was going to be a process of getting him to that level where he would be able to have a sustained run with us.
He looked happy enough.
But you guys can comment. I'm going to look for that. I'm going to look for you, Brian.
He looked happy enough, didn't he, to be playing and that, like, so I'll go with that he's happy to get some more games and that, like, well, you never know, do you? You could say in football. I mean, I'm more on the side of it being exaggerated or non-existent.
Well, Lee, it's an easy one. It's an easy one, Lee, because it's like I always say in football in England, never buy Italian, especially if you're outside of London, right?
Yeah.
So that's just the thing I've always said. It's just one of these little things. It doesn't mean, it's nonsense.
The number that have liked it and stayed it is quite low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's an easy 2 and 2. But like I say it, not because it's because of the evidence, and it's because of all the other players, and because of the yada yadas. And Italian people don't like England that much, to be honest.
Yeah, Tyler's saying it too. Yeah.
No, but it's an easy one.
Like anywhere, Judy, there is in Italy.
No, they love Italy, basically. But it's an easy one to put 2 and 2 together is now, because they've just thrown in the little line about the family not being able to settle, which is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a classic scenario. So he's not playing. So
in 2
months,
out of
it. But it's Empire of the Cop, which is
the second the Empire of the Cop was for this.
I know they'll be quoting somebody else, but
we're quoting someone else, but they were the ones that posted the second one about the loan, about him going out on loan.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do there is look at
but they're both related in loosely related, considering the first one did say he's apparently requesting it. The first one said he's requesting a loan, and then the other one says that they're
I think it's too early. I think it's too early for him to have been
way too early.
His family.
I don't believe that story. Did you see how we came into the club?
Family,
yeah.
He was proper happy when he came into the club.
Been here less than 10 weeks.
Yeah, way too early. I think that's just a couple of journalists taking a flyer. They're putting 2 and 2 together and go, do you know what? 70% of the time, this will be right.
Exactly.
Yes, because this is generally, like, there's nothing new under the sun. We've seen these scenarios play out a million times. So they've taken a flyer on it and said, you know what, he's not playing. Let's throw in a link there. Say the family's not happy. The usual stuff. They miss Italy. He hasn't settled. And the next thing you go, there, you got a story. And if it turns out to be true, you're right. If not, no one will ever remember. But it's very 2 + 2 = 5, and let's put it out there.
Yeah, man, it's embarrassing, that is. Them sort of rumors, like, come on, man. If you're a Liverpool channel or social media site or whatever it is, and you're coming out with shit like that, That's embarrassing, man. Because like,
Yeah, I
who
saw it.
told
I
you?
laughed. I was just like, that doesn't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So
He's not even played ball yet, bro. He's had about
Yeah.
10 minutes game time, or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, where he got that assist for Jota.
Wasn't it Milan he plays against? He played against Milan. Was it?
No, I don't think he played against.
Nah, he played against, who was it? It was at
Bologna.
Anfield.
Bologna.
Yeah, and it's funny too because
Yeah.
like you're right about that, JK. I'm looking at like this Anfield edition. I'm looking for the quote or for that quote that I just brought up there. But you know, the one post is talking about. I don't think we've ever seen like you could tell how happy he was to be in Liverpool. You know, and the sheer fact of like that they're quote unquote struggling to adjust. I mean, I know that his wife was one of the people that was really encouraging him to make the move, you know.
Exactly,
So
bro.
it's just one of those cases where you gotta think.
I'll just quickly clear up, Marion. The point I'm making. I'll quickly put it this: name an Italian player who's come to England, played outside of London, which is the main point, and thrived. We're not saying there aren't great Italian players. We're saying that I would say never buy Italian, as in an English club should never buy Italian because they don't settle in England. There isn't a single player that's come to Italy, played outside of London, or come from Italy, and done well. And even the ones that went to London are Zola and Di Canio, who were well into their 30s, who were open-minded. They went off to do loads of other stuff. So they're obviously, you know, that kind of person.
Ravanelli is the only one outside London, really. Any Ravanelli at Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
did the
Ravanelli,
best, like,
exactly. What happened, Lee? But Lee, what happened? After one season, he said, "Get me out of here," and he went back to Juve. He lasted one season. Vialli, I just said, other than Zola or Vialli, and I said basically outside of London. So name a player that came to a club outside of London.
Yeah, you can stomach London.
Because you've got everything in London. Yeah, you can, exactly. And if you're mature and you don't have a young family like a 20-year-old kid, like look at Tonali, bawling his eyes out, leaving AC Milan. That's more the reaction that you're going to get. But look, it's like I said, it's just a little thing I have in my head never by Italian. It's not. I think
that it would also bring Alante back into this. It would also. I don't think that a club that didn't make any acquisitions in the summertime other than this one would then just one cycle from making the only acquisition then say, yeah, we're going to let him go out on loan again.
Way too early.
Way too early. It doesn't even make sense. That would be a huge. It would be a huge faux pas or a huge mistake on themselves for as well. I'll have to look. I'm looking for it right now. I can't find one. What did I just brought up? I'm sorry. I think that's Italian. Italian. But again, there's a lot that's being said, and I just wanted to bring that up before we went into it because I think that once Chiesa is fully, fit and ready to be a part of this team, I think he's going to be a phenomenal addition for us, and I think that it's just as the guy said it here. It's just a couple of journalists saying, what'll be a really good story to run with.
I'm really willing him to have a good time here and be a success because, Italy is such a great footballing nation. It's about time we had a successful Italian player, you know what I mean? But, we'll wait and see what happens if his fitness can, he can get himself fit for a period. We'll wait and see because he will get games, won't he, if he's fit?
Yeah.
Provided we stay in the cups as well, he'll get games, won't
he? Yeah. I think that's most notably where I'm hoping that he can get some of this fitness. And considering we're playing in this cup competition, we're going to be playing a Premier League team that is in form and is doing well this year. I'm hoping that he gets those opportunities to really do what he needs to do, and that is get back into the brilliance that he is. If I come across it, Brian, I will revisit and bring it up for you. I'm looking for it on my feed here. But again, this is some of the comments that Slot said on Chiesa, and then I have some other comments here about what was reported by Romano when initially Chiesa did come to the show, to the team. He says, "I'm very happy. I can't wait to become a new Liverpool player. Me and my family were so happy. Let me say thanks to Juventus and the fans. They have been always special to me, with me. Now it's time for LFC. I'm so happy. I can't wait." That was what he said via Fabrizio. That's why it's one of those things. But it is ratings time. Ratings time for you people. It's definitely ratings time.
The best we have from these so far was the saying as Chick to make it 4-0, won it that time. Remember just
Pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
The 4-1 at Old Trafford.
That was the best Italian contribution so far that we've had for Liverpool. Like him doing that, it was nice, that Chip. Didn't work out though, the same. I thought he was going to work. I thought Rafa had identified to go full back there, but it just didn't happen, did it?
Never looked like a footballer to me. Never. He looked the wrong shape. That just never looked like a player to me. Weird.
He was a bit ungainly, wasn't he? Like, yeah. He wasn't like dead tall, but yeah, there was something about him. Yeah, he didn't run right. He run weird.
Is Nalante in an area where he can chime in for the ratings? Is he good to go on that? Or I know he's had some noise problems.
So say if you can tell us in the private chat. If you're not, and if you are, just chime in and tell us what's good.
No, I'm near the house now. I'm just gonna get in a minute, so I'll be able to do it.
Okay. A long walk. Jeez, man, you got a long way home. You're only there in 20 minutes.
Yes, he is a bit of a journey, man. Believe me, man. Long story.
Let's get into this right now, then. Before we do, let me show you this too. Let me show you this as well. This is the current table, by the way, for Champions League. We currently sit in second place, but that's only because of goal differential. I don't know if
it's a bit small. Can you bring it up on full screen? It's a bit small.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
9 points is held by Villa along with us. That's 3 out of 3 for both English teams. And also, what you'll note there is that there's a lot of teams on 7. A lot of teams that have drawn out of their first 3 matches have drawn one of those matches. So that's big. That we've only we only conceded 1 goal so far in Champions League. That was the AC Milan, but we are ahead of some decent teams. I will admit that there are some teams there that are sitting in the spots that they are, and it is somewhat surprising to see
Leverkusen are far down there. It'd be nice if Slot could get one over on
Alonso. No worries, Bernie.
Go after it. I wanted Alonso in the summer before I heard about Arnie Slot, but if he can get one over on Alonso, that'll be nice and beat Leverkusen. We'll see anyway. That is who it is next time out. It's Leverkusen in it after the 2 Brighton games.
Mm-hmm.
Got Leverkusen, haven't we?
Yeah. Monaco, Brest, both 2 teams you weren't possibly expecting to have 2 wins and a draw. Arsenal sitting in 9th place. Barcelona and this is where it's interesting because there's a lot of 7s, a lot of 6s. So obviously the Barcelonas, the Dortmunds, who got absolutely pummeled yesterday. That was just a sad display of being on top of the mountain, and then it was almost like if you ever watched The Price is Right, when they have that the guy going up the mountain.
Yeah.
That's what it was for Dortmund yesterday. They definitely overbid on that one.
Just in Red Star Belgrade there with Dortmund. They actually won the last European Cup before it changed to group stages. Barcelona won the first one where it changed to groups. And then it was called the Champions League from 92-93. But 91-92 when Barca won it, that was the first time the groups were in it. That you had groups and it wasn't straight knockouts.
No, there's some good teams in there. Inter Milan definitely.
It had Savicevic, Prozovecki, Dragan Stojkovic, Darko Panchev. It was a boss Red Star Belgrade side. Won the last European Cup in 1991.
From what Max is saying, and also for what Red for Life is saying, big up to Taki. Currently someone that we're not going to have to face in the Champions League, just as of yet. Who knows if both of our teams make it to the knockout stages? Then it could be a different story.
Barcelona didn't win one until 91-92 season, like a European Cup. And they've got 5 now, but that was their first one in 92. I remember that quite well. Guardiola was playing, I remember it well. Yeah.
But I mean, could we seriously just give a shout out to Villa? Like, we're all kind of ignoring the fact that Villa.
Absolutely.
No one made up for Villa.
Can you imagine being a Villa fan? Like, literally, can you imagine being a Villa fan, right? Like, it's not that long ago that there was basically a playoff game between them and whatchamacallit, I've forgotten the team right now. That was basically a do or die playoff. They were in a ton of debt. They weren't going to get taken over. They'd sold their stadium. They kind of cheated a little bit, but anyway, they got back. They nearly get relegated with Steven Gerrard. I mean, they're plummeting towards relegation with Gerrard, having bought a lot of good players.
Yeah, Diego Carlos bought.
Coutinho. They brought in Coutinho. They gave him, but Lee, no, they gave him. They paid Coutinho a fortune to bring him in, because he's Stevie's mate. You know what I mean? Like, just bad decision after bad decision. They're biting their nails, wondering are they going back to the Championship. One phone call, Emre comes in the door, and within a year and a half, 2 years. This is a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. This is where they are.
Remember the thingy team? Remember he got to the semi against us in 2022, the Villarreal team. There wasn't much in that. It wasn't a great Villarreal side, but he got them to the semis against us. He could really take Villa through in this, you know what I mean? He's a great coach.
He's won multiple European Cup, UEFA Cups. Yeah, with these clubs.
The only English side that won't support in Europe is Man United, Chelsea. And now Man City are added to the list. But if Spurs or Villa or Newcastle are playing in Europe, I want them to win. You know what I mean? I want them to win in Europe, because it does that coefficient.
No, but them days are gone, Lee. Remember in the old days, you'd want the British teams to all do well. Now you realise you don't want them to win anything, because then they can't say nothing to us.
They can't be supporting Man United or Chelsea in Europe. But even Arsenal, I've never held nothing against Arsenal. I don't know how well I'd cope with them winning the Champions League if they do it eventually, because there's a certain amount of amusement in their fan base having that stigma. But I've never really had a grudge against Arsenal, so you know what I mean? It's one of them. Just United and Chelsea I can't stand.
Yeah. Let me bring this up too.
And Chelsea
there's some news. I know there is other news out there.
What Villa have in common with United and Chelsea is they beat Bayern Munich in the final to win the trophy. Bayern Munich have played English clubs 3 times and lost 3 times. Villa, then it was United in 99, then Chelsea in 2012. You know what I mean? I'd like us to play them. We've only had them in the semi in 81. We haven't had them in the final, but they don't like playing English teams in the final.
We don't get Bayern often, do we? We don't often get Bayern.
No. Mind you, we did get them in 19 on the way to winning it, didn't we? We've seen them there. It was Kovac, wasn't it? Was the manager then? Niko Kovac.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
Yes, we will be. Some other news. We're just dealing with a good bit of news. I know that we already gotten through the news section of the day. We will certainly be bringing up because it'll take a whole practically a whole section of the episode or segment tomorrow. But we will get into some of this Trent Alexander talk that's been put out there about his contract situation possibly going awry a little bit. We also will go into some other news dealing with some of our rivals, but this is our this is our next 10 matchups. You got Arsenal, then we have Brighton, Leverkusen, Villa, Southampton, Real Madrid. And then it gets back to the Premier League in December, which is not going to be easy.
For a lot of rotation in that Brighton game in the League Cup on October the 30th.
Look, these next 10 games, I was going to say, these next 10 games are going to be massively, massively difficult.
Brighton in the League Cup's the one where we can rotate. The others are all the two important. Arsenal, then Brighton in the league, Leverkusen, Villa in the league. I mean,
it's a matter of, and why I'm bringing this table up, and I'm going to bring this down so we can get back to seeing our...
We wouldn't get a chance to rotate much again until maybe Southampton, would we?
Yeah, why I'm bringing up the next 10 games before, and we are going to get to the ratings. We are getting the ratings. I have them already and lined up for us. Why I'm bringing up these next 10 matches is because we've just gotten through obviously 11. We just gotten through 11 or 12, matches already. Winning 11 out of 12, which is fantastic. Obviously, it's a little bit over the 10, but still all the same. You get where I'm going with it. These next 10 are going to be incredibly, incredibly difficult. There's really you could say Southampton is going to, and I understand the Southampton's having a horrible year this year. They're pretty much already packed their bags, ready to go back to the championship. But again, it's one of those games where, like with any team, you can't look past any Premier League team, especially when you play them at their grounds. So Southampton's still going to be, I think, a game that you have to keep your eyes on as being something that we don't possibly get a win, hopefully from Villa, for instance, at home, and then look past the Southampton trip like we've done maybe I believe, what was it, Bournemouth, I think last year? Was it Bournemouth that we'd finally gotten back on par. We're doing well, and then we go, I think it was Bournemouth, and it was that the game, or what year was that? It might have been the year before that, where we went and Salah missed the penalty.
Yeah. I can't read. Look.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, we just got
we 9 times out of 10 we beat Southampton.
We're going good.
Like you always say, whenever I bring up about a game potentially being a bit banana skin, you always say we can't get dragged down to their level. We can't get dragged down.
Yeah,
to
certainly.
So,
we can't play can't play to their level. Yeah.
We'll go there, and 9 times out of 10 we beat them.
Yeah.
So you just need to make sure it's one of those 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
That should be the only people that will overlook that will be fans that will look and go, oh, that's this or that. It's a way, but yeah, if you go there and you lose, that's a real mental kick in the that's one, like in between a Villa and a Real game. The potential for taking your eye off the ball there is high. But that's the manager's job to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
Especially,
that's one of those games with Real Madrid next. You just played Villa. It's going to be you're going to be coming off the international, because that's the international break game too, I think, right? It is.
Oh, the 9th to the 24th, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be. It has some real like essence of that Forest match where we're coming off.
Probably 12:30 as well. No, in Ireland it would be a 12:30.
Oh, is it a 12:30? Don't tell me it's a 12:30 match.
They'll probably move it, man. They probably will.
I didn't look to see that. Let me see if it is. They will most likely move it. Hopefully.
No, I'm just assuming it is. I just assume it's a 12:30.
I would not put it past them. No, it's what is that? 3:30 match. I think 3:00 match. It's on at 7 a.m. for me. So
Oh yeah, it's got to be. That's a 3 o'clock. Then they'll move
3
that.
o'clock.
They'll move that for TV. Guarantee it. They'll move it, especially if yeah, because we'll have had like 1, 2, 3 league games before that.
Mhm.
So there's another 9 points to a change. So the league table could look very different
It could.
by the
Very
time
well
we
could.
get to Southampton.
It very well could. So, Arsenal fans are amongst the most toxic fans. Certainly are. That's needless to say, almost.
Madrid and City in 4 days. That's a crucial one, isn't it? Madrid and City in 4 days. Maybe it's good that they came together, like get a good result against Madrid and bounce into the City game.
This comment from Max is interesting too. He has Brighton, the Brighton Cup game as being the biggest game, knockout round, obviously. All the cup games are knockouts, actually. So, win or go home. But he's saying that this strong 11 needed.
Like in the next without this, you're saying the biggest game. Max, you do have some salty takes, man, or some, I don't know what you call them. Some different.
I can't wait
takes.
for you guys to like go. Yeah, you guys can be interested. We're gonna keep it civil when you guys get your chance to.
No, but I'm just saying. To me, off the top of my head, looking at that, what is the biggest game in that? I mean, it's a toss-up between Arsenal and Man City. Real Madrid is irrelevant. You can lose a game now in the Champions League, but with the amount of points we already have, losing one game won't hurt us at all. We'll qualify in that top 8. So to me, the biggest game in that list, yeah, I'd say City. Yeah, City at home.
Yeah, it is. I am gagging to see how we play against both Madrid and City without Klopp on the bench, with it being Slot. I want to see how we perform against them too with a different manager, the way things are now.
Yeah. I
biggest game he's ever managed in his life, I'll tell you. Klopp is, or Slot is slowly having some of the biggest games he's ever managed. Arsenal will be one of the.
It's going to be right here, yeah.
Real
you could
Madrid
argue, you can make an argument.
So far, quite well, and like he's been good so far. I like his interview technique as well. Like he's good.
I understand the reason why you're saying City. Is that what's the biggest game on this next 10 for you, JK? What's the next 10 or on this 10? You could just tell us the team. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
What's it? Man City for you too. Okay. Yeah. Lee, what is it for you on this list? What's the team that you're circling that date or circling that game as being like the
Man City, it's Man City. Okay. But Madrid as well. I'm really looking forward to Madrid. I'm Leverkusen. As well. Like I hope we get a bounce from the Champions League, that we do well in those games, even if we don't win, or we rotate or whatever, as long as we don't lose.
I asked that question primarily because, like, I understand and I completely understand.
We've got 9 points, but I'd like us to just carry on winning anyway and take the momentum off that.
No, I asked
an answer from Matt. I'm going to bring your
in that game and then go into the City game after beating Madrid. That would be excellent.
Yeah,
just quickly.
Since clarify. Go ahead, Irishman. You can clarify.
Sorry, I asked the question. My question was I asked the question primarily because Max said the Brighton game is the biggest game.
Yeah.
No, so I'm
going to bring up this point because
I'm just wondering why. Yeah, we can afford to lose. Yeah, we can afford to lose.
That's the one I said I wanted maximum rotation for the Brighton game in the League Cup. I want to see
I just like your interesting
if
view.
he's fit. Obviously, Kirel and Gio. That being Kostas.
But also biggest.
Because he's saying because, I mean, he's looking at it. I think he's looking at it from a silverware perspective. He's saying why he's saying that is because in league games, 3 points. That Brighton Cup game is a knockout. Both teams have to play like a final to go through. It's all not good enough. Don't want a replay. I don't think there are replays.
No, there are no replays, Max. Don't worry about that, man. They go straight.
It'll go straight to extra time and then eventually penalty shootout. But
No worries.
I was going to say this, and might be a little bit, maybe thinking a little bit out of the box. Maybe it's very similar to what to Max is thinking. I don't have the same. I'm not about to say Brighton, but what I was going to say is that Newcastle game. Now we just spoke about Southampton being a potential, banana peel simply because you look past them type club or team.
No, we're beating them.
But
we're beating them.
But I was gonna give it to you. Like the reason why we've had a very, very good record against Newcastle. I acknowledge that.
Darwin's going to put paid to them again, and he Darwin likes it down there. Darwin,
but again, yes, I hope so. But fortunately for a lot of those games, they're all home games. They're all home games, except for obviously Newcastle. Everton's away too. And Newcastle and Everton are both very, very close to being possibly why I was one of the games I would circle. I think probably a big circle and just circle the whole 10 games practically, But why I'm bringing up Newcastle is that it is not much turnaround. Like as in, it's December 1st, December 4th, December 7th. Like as in, very little time in between those games, and also the fact that Newcastle's at a weird place right now in that, they're not playing really well. They're listen to True Jordy go off about basically complaining about how he's mad because his team can't spend the way City is spending, and and how the Premier League's corrupt because they're not doing this and they're not letting them spend, and it was really, really sad. But
again, though, it does mean what you mean by biggest as well. If you're just talking about eyes on, the most people,
I just meant for us.
No, I just meant the most. Yeah, biggest. Then it would be if we lose,
the most eyes on will be Real Madrid. I think. I don't think that'll be more than Man City.
Yeah, definitely Real Madrid more than Man City.
Derby's
if we lose against City, that Newcastle game becomes massive. If we beat Arsenal, beat Brighton, beat Villa, beat Southampton, you can afford to lose a game against City. So it's going to be game right now. The biggest game is Arsenal. That's the biggest game because it's the next one.
It's the next game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a well put. That's a well placed. That's a very Hendo.
I am looking for. Don't ever compare me to him. I am looking forward to it. Is anybody else? Is anybody else looking forward to? I know Lee was talking about.
That's a very Virgil answer.
Seeing Alonso back at Anfield. I'm looking forward to seeing Alonso back at Anfield.
That's a very good game. I don't think that's going to be as highly as you saying eyes on as Real Madrid, but I think it's going to be it's going to get a lot of press simply because of that connection that you're
with him being linked with us before we got Slot, you know what I mean? It was in the news a lot, everyone thought we were getting jabby on it, and then all of a sudden we hear about Slot, so it's going to be interesting to see the two of them face.
Oh, he'll be here one day.
I think the derby's a concern to me in that run. If we're not on it for the derby, last season we got done, didn't we? It can't happen at Goodison. And it'll be a higher game.
That's his middle name.
Yeah, they're gonna
that. No, that's his middle name.
Usual, and defend really deep.
I'm not joking, but that's Jordan Henderson's full name is Jordan Brian Henderson. Brian is his middle name.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Is it spelled the same? Is it spelled the same way, by the way? Because there's two different ways you can spell Brian, but
there's none of that Y shit going on. No, it's properly spelled. B-R-I-N.
Shut
it down immediately.
Yeah, and I'll tell you backstage how I know that, but it's basically because Dan Walker, I think the phrase is clapped back at me on Match of the Day too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In a dig that only I got, and I know it was at me, but it was because of an exchange that we had on Twitter, and he replied to me, and we had a few, I just told him his style was shit, presenting basically, and we got into it a little bit in a polite way, but Yeah, on the
Wow.
next episode of
Wow.
Match of the Day 2, he introduced a segment about Jordan Henderson, who I'd never heard referred to before, and he goes, da da da, Jordan Brian Henderson, and he was talking shit about him, and I was like, that was definitely at me. That
Yeah,
was definitely
man.
at me. But yeah, what a prick.
Under his skin.
Rent free, dude. Rent free. And in the BBC too.
I'll tell you who got under the skin as well. Right here. He was not happy.
Still,
He was,
that way he's
it was funny, Brian. The way
Henderson.
wait, I'm sorry, Ali. I was gonna say this was funny. Brian and I were watching the game, and and it was funny because like Macca was the original person talking to the referee. Virgil came over just to like, you know, because he's the captain, so you got to give you know, make sure that he keeps an eye on it. And then as soon as I saw Darwin walking over, I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Throwing that VV's like, no. Boom. You out.
Yeah. Yeah, but by the way, I think the referee's pointing to where Marion's house is. That's what he's saying.
Darwin has previous for return to the scene of the crime. You know, unnecessarily returning. Yeah, what's happened to his hand there? Actually, I never noticed. He's got his.
Yeah, I think he got a not dislocate or like, you know, like you jam your finger type thing or something. I don't know if it's dislocated, but I know it's like I think he got a jam finger.
Down in his hand.
Yeah.
No, because you probably wouldn't have seen this, Lee, because it was really funny because McAllister was standing there having like a tete-a-tete with the ref about the weird yellow for diving in the middle when he was fouled kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Virgil was standing there as captain, kind of, not getting involved, but kind of standing there just to be there and letting Mac kind of from a respectable distance. And all of a sudden, you just see Darwin coming, walking up with like, another, and instantly Virgil just goes, no, not you, mate, not you. You turn around and you go right back. Darwin's just like, that's about as close as he got to him. Instantly, Virgil was just like, no, go back to bed, go sit there. He was letting Mac. You can see the look on Mac's face, how pissed off he is. He got that.
No, the few highlights you see didn't include that bit. Like,
no, it was just so funny the way Virgil just instantly went, nope. Like, you don't need to be involved in this. Not you. Very, very funny. Very modern. Yeah. But because that guy's going to give you another yellow.
Virgil was like, nah, man, shut it down. Because like you can see Darwin's got a big smile on his face. And like I'm like, first off,
what's his name? The Swiss ref. I'm gonna look out for him in the future.
Swiss. I'm like,
any ones from him. What was his name?
Johnny Toblerone.
The referee is Swiss, and I'm like, your broken English is not going to land. Darwin. Let it go. It's not going. You're not going to get your point across to him. Just let it go.
Because Virgil is there in a way like this isn't going to be a yellow for Mac, right? Mac comes running up to you screaming, he's getting a yellow. He's getting sent off then.
Right.
He's standing there going, I'm going to mediate, so whatever happens, he's not getting yellowed, right?
Right.
He's just doing his thing and you're having a conversation.
Right.
No need to give him a second, because you can give him a yellow at any time during the game. Go into the dressing room, a yellow card. So this is just going to be a discussion, right, between you and Mac. Right. It's like when your friends are explaining to the cops what just happened, and then that other friend that calls out just comes walking back in, goes,
yeah, exactly.
You're like, dude,
it's already squashed.
Yeah,
the cops are going to give you a warning and let you go, and then your friend's like, but and another thing, no, dude,
yeah,
I'm getting away with my speeding ticket. Let it go. Oh man, yeah. Let's get into these ratings. Sorry, it's funny. He is a joy to watch. I love myself, Darwin. Darwin's a good guy. But let's get into these ratings. So let's start off the show here with. I'll bring it down actually. Let's start off the show with the man
Only
who got the
fucking hour, 40
Carlsberg,
minutes.
the man who got the Carlsberg player of the match, Ivan Kelleher, right? That's how you say it, pronounce it. Make sure I pronounce it right.
No,
Ivan
Quivine.
Quivine.
No,
Quivine. Quivine.
Yeah.
Quivine.
As in Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Quivine.
Sure. I always thought it's because in my head, I thought I've already tried to relate it to sounding like Kevin.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it means Kevin. But
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
Quivine.
Quivine Kelleher. What are you rating Kelleher? We're gonna go JK. Lee's gonna just be color commentary.
Yes.
For the ratings, just so you guys know. Don't think I'm skipping him on purpose like that, or skipping him for some.
Yeah, for me, I'll give him an 85, bro. Clean sheet.
85. It looks like everyone's getting 85. 80. Yeah, okay. 90 from Red Armchair Support. Wow. I'm gonna double check to make sure what I gave him. I did not give him that high, but okay. How about for you, Brian?
Oof. Gotta be 88.
88.
Yeah. The early ones.
This is where I need to have
safe, but the later ones were really good.
Yeah.
The mess up with Ibu.
Yeah. That's what's in my head. That's the reason why I rated. I took him down a couple points, but
yeah, I think that was more on Ibu not taking command of that when it was clear. But we can get onto that with Ibu. But yeah, he's got to be. I think Galaxy was my man of the match, but as a Liverpool player, he's my man of the match. So, fuck it, sure. I'll just give him 90. Round it up to 90.
Just give him a 90. All right, I had him at an 81, but I will bring it up to a 89. Is that fair, or is it 90? Do you want to go 90, guys? I mean, there's a bunch of 85s. That's why I was going to say
85 is cool.
There's only 190 in the chat, and with your rating, I'll give him an 89. Very close to 90. Very close to 90. Only because I agree that was a little bit of one of those cases where you're just like, whoa. You know, if you're going to head the ball, make sure you get out of bounds, bro. You know what I mean? Make sure you get out of bounds.
Try again, Max. Try one more time, dude. Try one more time. You might get it. Come on, we're all rooting for you, Max. You tried twice now. Try it again.
Oh, with Ibu? Yeah, it's Ibu's fault. Yeah.
Come on, we're all rooting for you.
Yeah. That's one that we have to.
This is surprising,
it's one of those cases. Like I said it to Brian during the game. I was like, this is. I praised Ibu on taking a more leadership, heavier role and being a leader and being vocal on the pitch and the likes, and then you had the one mix up that resulted in the goal, in one of the goals that we've led up, and then you had this mix up where obviously he wasn't being vocal enough with Kelleher. He's just got to take a little bit more of a vocal role in that. Anyways. Simicast, who was the PS5 player of the match, right? And PlayStation, if you want to send me a PS5, you can definitely do that. I don't have. Yeah, it's for announcing you. If you want to sponsor the show, you can send us all PS. You can send all four of us. How about you can send all four of us and the chat PS5s? You can make it like an Oprah Winfrey session with the PS5s if you like. I'm just putting it out there. But Costas, Simicast, what'd you have for semi high, semi high, semi ho, semi low?
JK?
Shall I go first? I reckon the first half he played really good. Beautiful crosses. I see that's what happens when you cross a ball, you create danger and chances. That cross for Salah to head it to Darwin was really good, and the one for Darwin where the goalkeeper saved it. So for me, I like when our fullbacks get back to basics and get some crosses in. because our wingers don't really do it. And I think Tsimikas was doing that first half.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 85 as well.
I feel you, bro. I definitely this when I heard that Tsimikas got player of the game, I was pretty surprised that he did, because I would have went with either of the goalkeepers. I would have actually said that their goalkeeper could have gotten player of the match, considering that if it wasn't for him, this game is probably 3-4-0, and we're on a completely different narrative for this game. You know what I mean? But I also thought that Keller had a great game too. But what did you have for his rating, Brian? I'm showing others.
I would have gone with a good game, like JK was saying. He's always been a really good crosser of the ball. He's always had a really good left foot.
I don't understand that one too, by the way. We're gonna get to that one, but I'm waiting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I gave him 90 match, so I get 82. 82.
Okay, yeah, 92 from Max, 78 from High Lord, 85 from Red for Life, 85 for Cedric. You said 82. JK, you said, what was your score again? One more time. Sorry. 82.
85 as well.
85. Okay. Mm-hmm. I originally went with some of my scores going to be kind of low. I went with 76, but I'll bump him to a Max's score. Definitely is the outlier on this one.
Why? What did he?
I just don't know. When I heard his name, I was like, he had a good game. I'm not saying Tsimikas did not have a good game. And I was happy to see that he played well in Robbo's, absence. But I'll even drop some stats for you. He was phenomenal.
You're saying Max is the outlier. What did Max give him?
Max gave him a 92.
Oh, right. Super high. Okay.
That's super high. Considering everyone was 78, 85, 85. You guys gave him 82 and 85. Tsimikas has some unusual accurate corners, and his deliveries are really good. I agree with that. There are some that are saying that Tsimikas is better at his crosses than Robbo is currently. That's very interesting. Let's go speak.
Great left foot.
Has he usurped? No, I think it was just rotation. I think it was just rotation for this one.
Oh yeah, definitely rotation. Definitely.
Max, the Tsimikas was Max's man of the match. Definitely one of Simicast's better, if not best match of the season. You can go that far, I guess. But reason why I was saying is because he was highly accurate, 95% for his passing, 53 out of 56, had 80 touches. I didn't know he had that many touches. That's a lot. 2 key passes, was 2 out of 9 for his crosses, 5 out of 7 for those long balls, 2 out of 4 for his ground duels, 0 for 2 for his aerial duels. Lost the ball 12 times.
He's not good in the air. He's not good in the air.
Yeah.
No, he's not good in the air. He's never been good in the air, especially defending. And I can't remember ever seeing him attack a ball in a box with his head.
Yeah.
It just seems to be the thing that he just doesn't do. Like me, I don't have the ball. I won't go near it. I'd rather try and trap it, or he just doesn't do it. It's something. It seems he's just not in his armory at all. 2 out of 9 for crosses. Like that's again, it's the people getting on the end of it, or a defender can block that. So we all know a quality cross when we see it, just because it doesn't meet the target. So he's always had a good left foot on him, but I would be with you. I think Robbo will come back in for the Arsenal game. That's just the way I'd imagine it anyway.
Yeah, Lee's saying that Tsimikas is timid in the air.
Yeah, good word from him. Yeah, he doesn't have that confidence in the air at all.
Excuse me. So I'm gonna stick with the 84. It's right around your 85s, 82s. I had, I said, I had him at 76 simply because I just didn't. He was good, but I didn't think he was like. I know he had 2 key passes, but I didn't think he was like. I was surprised to see him as the man of the match, but he had a good game. Let's go with our captain, who I thought I had an equally good game of managing his back line. And, I know sometimes people will say things when you get scored on, but it's offsides, or, they get a shot attempt, but it's offsides. Hey, you know what? That's defense still all the same. So it takes someone holding the line or making that his line is accurate and it's good. Virgil was doing that yesterday. What was your rating for him as well? We got Nolante back with us, and also Jay, you lost your avatar, JK. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Okay.
Ray circle with that dude.
Yeah. When he comes back, I'll go to JK. But for now, I was going to ask Nolante if he had a rating for.
One of these say someone's just going to go, that is my avatar.
That is my avatar. It's the Greg. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Nolante, what was your rating for Verge? It's notable that you should be the person that rates him, because I know Verge is your guy too.
Yeah. No, for Avatar, I'm thinking about the Disney film now, since you mentioned Avatar. They're good, but anyway. Good, we're off topic now. I digress. Virgil, I think Virgil had another solid game, similar to Chelsea. Yes, Leipzig had the 2 offsides, it was close. The Openda one was a bit unlucky, but again, if they're offside, they're offside. So I thought he held the line well. Again, didn't really get anything phase him or get past him. And again, he's just, again, like Brian has said many times, he's just calmness in the back line. So long way to continue. I'll give him 80 for me.
80, okay. JK, what was your rating for him? He did almost score, by the way. He did almost score.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 85 as well. He's so good. Did you see he's just standing there with the ball on the halfway line during the game, just standing there. That's how good this guy is.
80s all around. We can go to the Irishman next. What was your rating on our captain?
Can't say much more than anybody else. The usual Virgil, 85.
Yeah. Do you think that we now are like kind of grading on a curve almost, in a sense, because that kind of performance, if it was another center back, you probably most likely you would probably judge him as having like 90 or some type of like, you probably
100%. Yeah, 100%, definitely. Yeah, like he's getting praised for doing making the
he's made exceptional play basic.
Almost. Yeah, he's made it look kind of effortless, like Hyder was saying there, all those things every year. It becomes kind of it's hard for him to stand out, because but like you say, if you put someone else in there, and then all of a sudden that guy gets you a 60, then an 80, then a 50, and then a 70, and then a 20, and then an 80, then you see the difference, then you know what you have. But you could just give Virgil a 9 every week and you wouldn't be too far off,
Yeah. I'm just saying, because I saw the ratings in the group. Max had an 81, Red for Life 80, Cedric 80, Red Armchair Supporter 80, Hylor gave him an 82. I think I'll make sure. I think my ratings were, I think I gave him like a 76, I want to say. Or I gave him an 80. Thank goodness. I would have felt silly if I'd given him the original score I was going to give him. Because you're right.
Shame on you. Shame on you, 12. Shame on you. Disgraceful.
All good. My captain knows. My captain is I got his back. 80 though. We'll go. Let's stick with that. How about for Ibu? Why I kind of reacted earlier, by the way, is because I saw some people's comments. I saw some people's comments in the chat about Ibu. There was a comment. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There was a comment about Ibu being possible, like man of the match.
Hey,
I know. That was just crazy.
I saw
Really
that,
wild.
but that's not the only person I've seen say that in a lot of the forums online. There were a couple other
Red for
people.
Life. It was Red for Life. He said it was him. Red
Oh,
for
it was,
Life said
okay.
it.
Okay. Twas me. I got you.
Oh, Red for Life, big up, but
Yeah,
disagree.
big Red for Life.
Totally. Big
Was,
up. Anyway.
Let's go. Nolante, what was your rating for we'll go in reverse order here. What was your rating for Ibu?
Ibu. He started off so well, and there was a little bits, one or two things in the Chelsea game. In this game, he was more sloppy. He was lucky we didn't get punished when he gave that ball away and they scored, but it was offside again. So yeah, he was lucky. One or two sloppiness. He made good blocks and good tackles at certain points, but there's a little bit more sloppiness in his play. So we got the clean sheet. So I wouldn't say he was terrible. He was trash, but he wasn't great to his usual standards. So in that note, I'll give him clean sheet. Oh, God, 75. I guess 70.
75?
No, 74. 74. I'll stick with 74.
Okay. Irishman, how about for you?
I was starting to wonder if he someone had re-injected the fabled bozo gene,
Well, on the Kelleher play or on the one where he gave the ball up?
Yeah, it's like the boys are saying shaky a little few, like the other one the last time where I was talking about how it wasn't really his fault, but the one between him and Ali. Now the one with Kelleher,
yep,
that was poor decision making and put his keeper in. Like it was obvious what needed to be done. He didn't do it. I'd be worried if these mistakes start to creep back in a little bit. So in a game like that, when you had, like, I'd be replaying that what went on with him and Kelleher. If I was Ibu or Kelleher, I would have been
conversation after the game that never happens again.
Oh, I would have been replaying that in my head ever since. That's going over and over and over in my head. It's really annoying me. Like, you need to do that. You can see the flight of the ball change. You can see the angle change. That becomes yours immediately, not mine. It's just like it annoyed the heck out of me. But I'm going to give him a 60 because that one I thought was a real boo-boo, as it were. I'm going to mark him down heavily for that one.
Okay. I swear, I do think that my Google does listen to our conversations because we're talking about Ibu, and then what pops up is a story about Ibu on my phone. So it's interesting because both Ibu and Dominic, obviously, this is their former team. And what was something of I don't know if it's deeper than that. I don't know if it's deeper than what I'm about to assess, but or assert into this conversation. But it was interesting that Dominic Szoboszlai was honored by RB Leipzig before the game, but they did not honor Konate. He was presented a special gift by Leipzig. And Konate was pretty pissed about it, to tell you the truth. He was actually offended. Let me see if I can
he got his revenge, like I was keeping a clean sheet, didn't he?
Yeah, he definitely got his revenge. He says, taking to social media, the French defender left a cryptic message in response to RB Leipzig's Instagram post celebrating Szoboszlai, simply writing a subtle yet telling response to being ignored by he left ... That's all he put on there. So you could take it wherever you want from that. I don't know exactly what that exactly says.
As
But
in, where is mine?
yeah,
It's 3
that
years now,
that
and
is
it's
that
just
is
over
weird.
3 years
That is poor and weird.
since Ibu left them. Just over 3 years since Ibu left them, but like it's what is it, 18 months since Szoboszlai left them. It's about half the time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe because Szoboszlai scored goals and that they tend to highlight like goal scoring players a lot, don't they? You know what I mean? He scored a lot of goals for Leipzig, didn't he? But yeah, defenders do often get overlooked in that regard, like where forward players get more attention, don't they?
Yeah, that's some BS though. That's some
Maybe
BS.
if we'd been back there previously, which I'm not sure if we have, if he had been, and he got a little welcome back present, then doesn't sound like he did.
I don't think he has. I don't think we've played them
Yeah,
at
we've been
Leipzig.
there.
We've never. I don't think we played them at Leipzig. We might have played them at.
Yeah, we played them in the friendly, bro. In Leipzig.
Yeah, we played
About
them
2
in the
years ago.
Champions League, didn't we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a pre-season. We played a pre-season there. Darwin's debut, we played him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, he didn't get it. He didn't get anything from them then. We would have heard about it, but it was interesting that they chose to honor. Maybe RB Leipzig is part of Dom's fan club. You know, maybe they wanted to pep his spirits. They see how he's being treated in the media and also certain social media circles. So maybe they wanted to make him feel happy and appreciated. I don't know. Whatever it is. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let's move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold because I want to definitely try to not break the 3-hour mark here. Trent Alexander-Arnold got what a lot of us would probably say a relatively early hook in this game. Some have been very critical of his defense. I don't think that he played poorly in this game. Pull up his stats too. But he was probably the low in SofaScore. He was like the lowest rated player on the starting 11. What was your rating for Nalante? What was your rating for Trent?
Trent. So basically, it's a difficult one with Trent. I mean, he was good at some parts. He was better defensively, but then again, similar to Konate in a sense, just one or two bits before he came off that he was getting spun up on the wing and the little things that I don't like about him. So it's a bit of a mixed game for me from Trent. Solid enough. I mean, again, nothing from him on the creativity wise, but again, you know, he's more focused. So it's hard, isn't it? He didn't have a like you said, he didn't have a bad game, but he was just okay. 70.
Okay. Big up, Norm. Hope you didn't hurt anybody in your karate class. Some kung fu.
Big up, Norm. Norm, I'm a bit scared of you, Norm.
Kung fu and karate are two different things. So
yeah, I'm a bit scared of you, Norm, since you got a black belt. So I'll stay away from you.
Brown belt, but soon to be a black belt. Max has got him at a 70 from High Lore. What was your rating, JK? What was your rating for Trent?
He played 75 minutes, 7 ball recoveries, I think, and a clean sheet. So for me, everyone who gets a clean sheet, me gets an automatic 75 anyway. So I'm going to just give him 80 because I gave everyone else 85.
Okay. Brian?
Oh yeah, a bit of a quiet-ish game, not an explosive Trent, but yeah, bit of a weird one. Pretty normal, pretty average. I can't remember him doing it. I'm trying to remember something that happened involving him.
Yeah.
So 70.
70.
70.
Okay. Refer Life saying he didn't play. I gave him a 68. A lot of 70s. I'd be willing to go to a 70 just to appease everybody with their 70s. I don't want to be the And Trent hear that I gave him the lowest score. He'd be like, "What? What are you doing?" Let's go to Mac. What was your rating for McAllister, Brian?
He had I don't know. I'm interested to hear how he got on stats wise. Maybe.
Okay. We pull up Mac's stats. I don't think they were really phenomenal, but I'll pull them up. They were decent. He did have that one absolutely rifle of a shot that just clipped the
That
bar.
was the best that I saw of the highlights. Yeah. What I saw of the highlights wasn't a lot in minutes, but that was the best move where Sobbers, and him interchanged a couple of times, and he got that shot off. That was nice.
Played 90 minutes, which is something, again, it's a weird way we're rotating, but obviously Slot knows what he's doing. He's got the numbers to back him up. 88% for his passing, 68 touches, was 50 out of 57 for his passing, had 3 key passes, 1 out of 1 for his lone balls, the shot that I spoke of, which hit the woodwork, and another shot that I think, just one shot, yes. And then 4 out of 7 for ground duels, 0 for 1 for aerial duels, lost the ball 8 times, was fouled once, was fouled once and had 1 foul, 2 clearances, 1 block shot, and also had 3 tackles and was dribble passed twice.
Yeah, 70.
Okay. What was your rating, JK? I already revealed mine by accident.
Not great for me. He didn't play at the weekend.
You're a little bit muffled.
Very low. Can't hear you, JK. Yeah. Very muffled.
Is that better?
This is better.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
much better.
He wasn't great, but I don't think he really needed to be. So I'll give him a 70.
Okay. And the latte with the grayed out avatar.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. Similar to the guys, he didn't do much. He kept things ticking. 1 or 2 bits in the midfield he could have done better, but he was unlucky with that effort on the bar. That was a great shot. I mean, we know that's what Matt can do, but again, solid, nothing's major, so 71.
Okay. So Reflect had him at an 80. He says that shot that's the one that probably bumped his score up a little bit. 70, 75. I had him at 71. I say let's just keep him at a 71. I think that's good. It's good. Right around where everyone's rating him. Oh no, now it's 75, you're saying, Life, and 75. Okay. 74 from Max. I think that's fair. How about for Grava? Nolante, we'll start with you. For Grava, what was Grava's score for you?
Personally, I thought Grava upped his levels to what he usually does, to be honest. Although Leipzig had their moments, but it's mainly due to other players and mainly on the wings. They were attacking us.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much through the middle, but I thought Grav done his turns beautifully, controlled the midfield, his area beautifully. Basically, I don't think Leipzig could blow the candle on him, so he was troubled. So yeah, I think Grav was back to his usual level. So I just need that Grav goal. I just want one game where McAllister, because he can score, and we've seen it last season. I just want he goes and the team covers him, and just say grab, goal, and just bang it. He just needs a goal. We just need that goal. So for this game, I'll say 81.
Okay. JK?
Good game, like all round good game. Did what he had to do as well. So I'm gonna give him an 80.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah, every week now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DVD type stuff. Course Ryan got a 7. Course Ryan got 8. Course Ryan got,
Right.
I've never seen in such a, I don't know, I've never seen a player in our team
Mm-hmm.
become so pivotal so quickly
Yeah.
and take to the role. So maybe I'm forgetting someone. Someone is going to say to me, "Oh, we had a guy who was playing left back and he got moved into DM or something." Yeah, cool. I forgot that guy. But in recent memory, someone who Jurgen Klopp himself has said he let him down last year because he didn't use him, he didn't play him, but he had other issues going on. So I don't blame anybody for that. But a guy who's obviously met the coach he needs, the coach, again, we talk all the time sliding doors. If Zubimendi comes in, who knows what? But right now, we're looking at a whole different scenario. I mean, JK, Nolante, everybody, but Nolante is saying goals. If he added between 8 and 10 goals a season to his game, you're talking about a Vieira. You're talking about a 200 million pound player. Like right now, this guy is perfect for the role we want him to play, and he's playing it perfectly. It's remarkable. Just what's happened there is remarkable. I think it's absolutely and that smile on his face, I think, is genuine. That's not there for the cameras. That's like, the end of the Klopp reign. What's going on here? What's going to happen to me? Where am I going to go? Failed move to Bayern, move to Liverpool. It hasn't worked out. 50 million quid nearly. Next thing you know, you are a key cog in a team that's top of the league, second in this new Champions League table, and you're getting all the write-ups, you're getting all the plaudits, you're getting man of the match every week. Football can change. They talk about life coming at you fast. I mean, it's at double speed in football. This guy a year ago didn't know where he was in the wilderness a little bit. Now look where he is. So yeah, long may it continue because he's probably playing the best football maybe in the league right now. A couple of other players might have a shout, but I think
he's playing the best football in his career, and I definitely would say he's
maybe some Ajax fans will say, yeah, back in the day he was like that for us. Yeah, cool, no doubt about it. That's why he got those big moves. Don't doubt it one bit. But it's the best I've ever seen him play. It's the best we've seen him play.
I'm gonna bump this actually. Certainly. I saw 80 from Red Armchair Supporter, 76 from Red for Life, 77 from Max. I think maybe Red for Life and for Max, originally I had him at 75 too. And I will admit this, having seen his statistics,
do you want to go out?
Probably will bump it a bit. He had 77 touch, played 90 minutes. Again, a player that I would have personally thought that I would have rotated, or I would have brought in Endo or something like that for him at some point just to give him some rest. But was 60 out of 63 for his passing for 95%, 77 touches, 2 for 2 for his long balls. Didn't have any shots on in the game, but he was working elsewise. He had 5 out of 6 for his ground duels, 1 out of 1 for his aerial duels, only lost the ball 4 times. For someone having the ball so often, that is a phenomenal statistic right there. Was fouled once, had 1 clearance, 2 block shots, 3 interceptions, 4 tackles, and was dribbled past only once in the entire game. That's some really, really good statistics, to tell you the truth. I'll bump it to like an 82 or something, or I'll bump it to an 80 at least. Bump it to 80. How about for this guy right here? Should be interesting. Should be interesting. Irishman, you're up first this time. Oh, he's on. He must be doing something because he's on mute. My bad. JK, you are the lucky.
Hello, today.
Yeah.
Come on, JK. Yes, JK. You're the trendsetter.
I'm looking down at it, I see like mute. Everyone's on mute.
Oh,
No,
mute.
I
Let's
missed
see by JK.
No, I had dog shit to take care of. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Not literal
Yeah,
dog
that's
shit.
fine.
Right, I mean dog stuff.
No.
Dog stuff.
not stuff.
I thought Dominic's name pops up.
Yeah.
Everyone does one.
Yeah. There you go.
And when I say dog shit, I'm not talking about Dominic Szoboszlai either.
Right.
No, you're not, Brian. No, you're better than that, Brian.
Sometimes.
DSDS, isn't it? Dominic Szoboszlai.
Oh, man. What's your rating for him? Okay, let's get away from the dog poo.
You know what I mean? I reckon first half he was keeping the game ticking. I think he played pretty well actually first half. Better than what he's been playing. I think he was good. So I'm going to give him a 75.
Okay. Milante, how about for yourself?
Agree a little bit to an extent with JK. First half he done well, but again, it's just the precision, it's just the final balls, it's just he plays well, and it's just the final balls, and it's getting a little bit worrying. Like I wanted to see more of, when we done that little move, and then who was it? Was it Graf to Sob? Can't remember who the player was, and then Sob done that nice little flick. McAllister hit the bar. I want to see more of that. Do your bit in the penalty box, because man, he played all right, but it's just getting worrying. But that being said, this is hard. Look, I'm going to say this with Dominic, and if it was Harvey Elliott, whoever, I'll say the same. I just need my number 10 to be a number 10. Just get the assists and the goals. Or again, like me and 12 discussed, then Slot needs to say, you know what, Dom, you just tracking Tupac, work hard. I'll swap you with Jones, and we move, because that's what will be better for me.
Okay.
So I'll give him 70.
Okay. 75, 70, and Brian, what's your rating for Dom?
Yeah, I think we went through it last night. We did enough. We did it last night. We went through it. We all let our feelings out last night. So I will just say, pretty much bang average what everybody is saying. So it's probably a 70. I think is average for the chat. So I'll go with a 70 as well. I'll just call it that.
Okay.
Great little ball for Cody. That's what he can do. That little pass, a lovely little pass.
He almost had it. He almost had his own opportunity too. I saw it about to occur late in the game. It just so happens that Curtis was in his space, and he wasn't able to really get a shot off. He ended up having to take an extra dribble. I know that's a lot of people's criticism of him as of late is that I saw Max say he's late. He's always late, or he's late to the ball, to those final
pass. I think he said he's late with the final pass. I think he said.
That's
what everybody says about Jones. So everybody says about Jones that he holds on to the ball too long.
Yeah, no, and I'm
sure they're genuine.
We can save that. Because that was going to be one of my comments about that.
Sure, go ahead. Jones make something happen. Someone doesn't. That's the difference.
But Dominic, so you guys all gave him 95s, you said?
No, 122.
90s? 100. 90, 90. Is that what the chat
went? You heard us correctly.
The chat went 1,000?
Yeah. So it's that guy, man. Even if his boys at the last night, he's like, you know what? I'm riding out. We're bad boys. We ride together. We die together.
Exactly.
Bad boys for life.
Exactly.
You know that.
Yeah.
He could have been. Actually, you know what's funny about it? If he brought his beard in a little bit more, maybe he could be, or maybe I don't know. He could have been the bad guy in Bad Boys at the end, the French guy at the end. He's
Oh, these
the French guy.
Hungarians boys, they don't mess around, man. You know,
I
I'm
know.
telling you, he may have that nice jawline, or they don't mess around, man.
Yeah. The original Bad Boys, the first one. That's what I'm talking about. If you guys
There must be about 20 of. Oh no, that's the different. Yeah, there's only about 4 of them, I think, isn't there? There's a new one.
There's only
but
3.
there's a
I think there's only
really
3
new one.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, but one of them is really, really new. Like one of them is.
Yeah. One of them just came out.
Yeah, just come out. Yeah, I need to see that actually. To be fair.
Yeah.
The best thing I heard about Dom's performance, having not seen the game, is that he ran a lot.
We ain't going down that road again. We ain't going down that road again.
Let's
We
just
did an hour and a half on that.
Let's move on to someone else that was
Yeah.
running a lot.
Yeah.
Let's move on to
moving
someone else that was
quickly on.
running a lot. But then we got the early hook. We got the early hook, and it was something of a surprise to a lot of us, in that him included, because he did not look happy. He definitely did his best. He did his best Oscar nomination performance to try to, to hide that he was not exactly comfortable or accepting of.
I didn't get a hair transplant for get taken off on the hour. What are you doing?
Yeah. The hour mark, was where he got hooked. Mohamed Salah. Brian, what was your rating for Mohamed Salah?
I reckon quiet. I know what are his stats. I reckon a quiet-ish.
He did get this. That's all he does. He just gets goals and assists, apparently.
Yeah.
He got an assist in this one.
Yeah. But to me, I think
off a header too. It was off a header.
Yeah, but some of that said like he was trying to score that. That was going in.
Oh, he was definitely trying to score that.
Oh yeah,
he was
wasn't a
definitely
pass. Yeah, he was going for the bottom corner, and Darwin just nips in like all, good number 9s do, and just takes it off the thing. But he was going for that. But I think maybe other than a few bits and pieces, I think a controlled performance in a controlled game. So I think maybe more to do with the team shape and the way we played, but. So 7. Yeah, he got the thing and did the other stuff. 75. Didn't play that. What was it? When did he come off? But I'll give him a 75 anyway. I'll give him a 75.
Okay.
No, I won't. I'll give him a 72. Sorry, 72. 72.
Did I spell that right? I don't have that little accent C with the accent mark. Yeah, it came off in I'll give you the exact time. Came off in the 63rd minute to be exact.
Yeah, early doors, man. Early doors for Arsenal, you're assuming.
It was
just assuming
not only that. It goes somewhat related to why I brought up the Chiesa thing. It goes into why it was maybe that's why you're hearing these reports with Chiesa BS again. At least I think it's BS. I don't think it's really much, but I did see I think 442 has it as a report too, who's a note. They're a resource that I like to utilize too.
Well, I mean, it's getting a little bit more credible by the minute there if they're talking, but they don't print nonsense.
Yeah, it was in their yeah. Oh, or they had an article. I didn't read the 442 article, but that was the headline for the article. But Lucho coming in for him was a little bit of a surprise, But again, why I brought up about the fact of the header being the assisted goal was because, maybe Darwin has the same opinion that some of us do when it comes to Mohamed Salah and his heading opportunities. He's not necessarily he's not horrible at heading the ball, but he's not the best on the team. Or at least
it's not a strength of his like his head, and is it? He can use his head, but it's not a strength of his. Yeah.
And maybe it was because when Darwin saw Mohamed Salah going up for the header, he's like, I better help this one out. Maybe.
No, you got to be there just to finish it off. That's your job. If he's the guy, if it does hit the post.
Yeah,
and it does bounce. He's going to make sure. So he's done his job. No, like we said last night, we're not saying, he should have left it go in or anything like that. No. You're a number 9. You're supposed to be greedy. You think about goals. You take it off your 5-year-old. That's what we're saying. You know, if your 5-year-old is about to score a goal and you can take it off the line, you're number 8, you take it. It's your goal. That's what you want from him. Be greedy and just make sure. Mo wasn't criticizing him at all. But yeah, proper poacher instincts. Just get in.
Yeah, poacher. Yeah. They did,
Get yourself a goal. And
we didn't do anything wrong.
well, we'll get on to him. We haven't rated him yet. We'll talk about him. We haven't rated him yet.
We'll get to Darwin.
Yeah.
Trust. We'll get to Darwin. This is about our Egyptian king. So real quick, just run down your ratings again one more time. Irishman, what's your rating? 72. Okay. Nalante, what's your rating for Mohamed Salah? Or JK, what's your rating for
80.
80?
Set up the winner. So
Yeah.
cool. He did what he had to do.
I wondered. I heard that Nalante was dealing with his daughter, so I will bring up his score. I had him at 70.
Just quickly, JK, did you think it would have gone in? And Lee, did you see it? Do you think it was going in anyway, or just as a
Yeah,
matter?
I think it was going in.
Yeah, just quickly.
I think yeah. But I was
You think
happy
it was going
to see Darwin show a bit of striker initiative and put the
Make
ball
sure
back
you
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I thought I was going to the
Well,
post next, but Brian thought it doesn't matter if it's going post. It's not going post. You know what, Darwin? Make sure it goes in. That's all I care about. Because you never know. I mean, like,
did his job.
You know. Speaking of Darwin, it is the man, the myth, the legend, Nunez. What would you have rated? Was it Pantera or our Darwin, our Darweezy? 90 is getting max. Okay. JK, what would you rate? What would you rate him?
I'll give him an 85. His all-round gameplay really good. Got the winner in the Champions League away game.
Mm-hmm.
And I predicted him to score yesterday, so all good.
Okay. Irishman?
Yeah, he was enjoying it. It was getting very Darwin-y, as I said on the show last night. He was getting involved in everything. He pushed over one of their defenders. You know, could have had a penalty, got an argument with the referee.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had another goal, got a goal. He was really you could tell he was enjoying himself, which is why Virgil had to kind of, take the air out of it a little bit. He's probably enjoying himself too much at halftime, so keep it calm. But it was a game he was enjoying. Yeah, and I was surprised. To be honest, the way it was going, I was genuinely surprised he didn't get a second.
Oh yeah, well he had a great header that I thought.
No, he did. The way stuff was going, I was just thinking he's going to get. He's not finished tonight. He was involved in a lot of what was going on. So
I think if he'd gotten the full 90, he could have gotten it.
Yeah, but he did. Look, I think this is something I've heard now a few times over this game tonight, and at least, don't worry, Marion, your 100 is already in the bank. Don't worry.
Yeah. We know. We got you 100. We got you with the 100. Yeah.
I just think over the last few rating shows now, we've spoken about, I think, about 3 players who we've said have had their best game for Liverpool. I'm not saying this is Darwin's, but it's one of the better ones he's had in quite a long time. We said the other day, Jones' best game for Liverpool. Right. And we said recently about being probably one of Canade's Evil's best games for. So a bit of a pattern emerging here where previously players who were underperforming are coming in and showing definitely Gravenberch's best game for Liverpool at least 4 times this season. So we've seen a bit of a positive. I'm not saying this is something Darwin's going to be doing, but I think he had a great time last night. I think he really enjoyed it. So the number, I'll be nice. I'll be kind. I'll give him an 80. I'll give him an 80.
There you go. Galante, you back with us? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Arweezy, the ambassador, Or maybe
Yep.
even, you can maybe even call him. This might be Marion's name for him, but you maybe can call him Romantico. Romantico.
What that can? That's
Only
okay.
because, so let me give a little
And I
background.
think
The
I think
ambassador
Marion can call him every night, basically.
the ambassador is quite possibly Uruguay's greatest racehorse of all time, as he's raced in American. He's raced all over the world, and he's won in America. He's won in South America and the likes. Romantico is also noted as being possibly one of the greatest racehorses of all time in Uruguay. And Romantico is a South American thoroughbred that raced in Uruguay, most notably when Jurgen Klopp spoke on Darwin. He referred to him as a thoroughbred, as a racehorse. That's pretty much his exact quote. And he just says he's a racehorse. So that's why I gave. That's why I tried to initiate that. Ambassador. Ambassador means invader or raider. I said he's the raider of the back line. That's what I thought. That's a little bit of my football romanticism, by the way. Yes.
Well, like I said, it's better than calling him a donkey. You know, call him a horse.
Okay.
Oh, Shrek.
All right, there you have it. All right. Let's bump him to an 80. I guess that's what you guys said, right? 80.
Yeah, Moscow Mule. I think Marion had to have a sit down when you talked about the Uruguayan thoroughbred.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
We'll see. You take a moment, Marion. We'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. Romantico won Romantico won like the most prestigious race in Uruguay, and Romantico won the most prestigious race in Argentina.
I'm going to guess it's the Montevideo Derby or something.
I think it's called the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix.
Uruguay.
I'll get more into the racetrack history another time.
If it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out for Darwin with the old football thing, maybe he can go racing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. He's too tall. He's too tall to race horses. But yeah, I got you. Cody Hakpo started this game in front instead of Lucho. He actually, surprisingly, like I said, Mo got time to rest early. And when he did, Lucho came in. So it was interesting. It took a little while for all of us to kind of figure out what we were doing or where we're going to see these players be put onto the pitch. You could definitely say that this coach believes in the fluidity of this team and the ability of this team to kind of not have to be held in a rigid shape when it comes to our formation. Because there were times when you saw Cody when he came in, Cody was at the 9, then he moved over to the left side, and then he saw Diaz in the 9. You saw Dom as a right winger. You saw possibly even like him rotating into that 10 every once in a while. You saw even Curtis go out wide as well on that right side to give space for Dom. It was a weird situation. But what was your rating for Cody in this game? Let's go to Lante first this time, since he's back with us.
Cool. I'll just add quickly to the other two that I missed. So Salah I'll give 77, and Darweezy, Fushizi, Manizi,
right,
82.
82.
So that's 80 for them too. Yeah. In regards to Cody, old Mr. Gakpo. Yeah, Tov, what are you saying about that change of formation? I think it's just only for the fact that he's played there, and obviously Jota's injured, and we've got no other striker on the bench, so he's played there. So we, which is good. Sound different. We've got intelligent players, I like to believe, at the Football Cup, so they can do that. Cody, he had some moments. There's one where he cut in the predictable, which I don't like. Cody when he's predictable, cut in left foot shot. again over the bar, and then the other one, which was a great rocket from 1-2 and a great save from Galassi. So yeah, so Cody, he was up and down. Some bits were great, some bits are not. Again, with Cody, you just keep the form. I just like it when when he goes in and out. That's what I like about Cody. The left foot thing is just too predictable at times. But of course, when he hits it and it's on site, then boy, believe me, peril. So with that being said, seventy-two for Cody. 72.
Okay. All right. Let's go with the Irishman this time. What was your rating?
Cody
Yes.
Gakpo. Kind of good, not amazing, like the whole team, really. Like a lot of you could probably just stick 7 out of 10 on all of them, and you wouldn't be far off, other than Cowens.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, it's pretty much that kind of game. So I'll give him a 70, straight up 70. Didn't do anything wrong. Did all right. Have a 7.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
JK?
Yeah.
I think he had his little moments now and again. At the end, he could have gone in, but the goalie made another good save. So I'll give him a 75. Like he played the whole game, didn't he? Capco.
Cody did.
Yeah.
But I think that's also this coach knowing probably that he's not going to start Cody this weekend.
On Sunday, yeah. That's why I think Diaz, he's out of 2 games now where he hasn't started.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see Capco start yesterday instead of Diaz, but it all worked out at the end. But
yeah, it did.
I would like to see Diaz back for Sunday.
He has some good numbers too, by the way. He did have some good numbers. Yeah, 4 shots. The one shot that was horrible, I'll agree. That shot that went way over the bar, I was just like, he should have done a lot better with that. I don't understand. Had plenty of time, had space. He should have made better with that. That was in the 77th minute, but he did have a really, really good shot on was with his right foot. He's got a good shot that was saved. That ended up resulting in a really, really incredible save of one of many from their goalkeeper. Yeah. And but the reason why I was saying he had a good game was because he had 4 key passes. He's 85% for his passing, but he had 50 touches. And out of those 50 touches, he made 4 key passes and he had 2 big chances that he created. It was 5 out of 8 for his ground duels. So that's some pretty good. And was fouled 4 times. They were really hacking the heck out of him. So
that's one that kind of does interest me a little bit, though. Like, I mean, some stats that I'd like every stat needs to be extrapolated out, and all you know, we're just doing it in a kind of a like kind of way.
Possession loss 11. I know you like the possession.
No, not that. No, not that one. We scored 1 goal, right?
Yeah.
Yet he had 4 key passes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of
our
the ones.
Our XG was high though. We scored 1 goal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
2 point. Yeah, it's just I think that one, like, you know, that's one. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I like digging into because everything has about a million layers to it in context. And when you look at these things individually, it's like it's like a photograph from a football game. It's a still photo from a game. It only shows you what happened at that instant. So the 4 key passes, we only had 1 goal, or so I'd like to that's one that's always interested me, the key passes.
Yeah, we have 4 big chances. 2 of them, like I said, 2 of them were created by Cody. We have 4 big chances.
Yeah,
2 of them
he had 4 key passes, So no, I'm just saying it's one I'd like to know a little bit more about the way that's worked out. Because oftentimes you see a guy has 5 key passes, but we had 1 goal, or it was a nil. He had 4 key passes, that kind of stuff.
No, I understand. I was going to ask. I don't think anyone in the chat rate. Oh wait, Max gave him 82. I think Max is the only person that rated him actually in the chat. So you gave him.
Sure.
You
got a few early ones.
Like, with him being.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
Lee?
with Cozy being like in. with Cozy being at PSV when Slot was managing other sides, like before he was even a final. He'll know what Cozy's good at, won't he? Like, and I don't know if we'll see Cozy that much in the false nine this season. It looks like he's going to use him mostly off the left, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, where he belongs. Keep him on the
That's
left.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if we all rated them. Did everyone give a rating? I don't think we did. You went first, Iverson, right?
Oh, I said 70. JK gave a rating. And yeah, I
think we all did. Okay, just making sure.
He's made some good assists from the last couple, then, hasn't he? Gakpo, since he's been here. Good one for Jota
you
the
had
other
him
week,
60.
wasn't there? Where he
No, that was from that. He wasn't in my. I didn't have him in the list, and that's from I think that's from last game.
Oh.
I didn't rate him. I didn't have a rating on him. Especially, I would have at least given him. If I had rated him, I would have given him at least. I would have given him a 78. Actually, would have been my rating, my personal rating for him. Is that fair? Is that the number we can all settle on? 78, considering what we just said and how well he did play. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah, I'll take that. Take the silence as a yes. Okay.
Well, I gave him a 70. I don't know what he didn't get a lot of votes in the chat.
He didn't. He didn't get a lot of votes in there.
I get a 75 maybe or
something. For the subs, we will rate the subs real quick, but the subs should get ratings because they were in there pretty early. Like I said, Lucho was the first to get in at the 63rd minute for Salah, but I don't think anyone in the subs had a exceptional game. And if anything, out of the four, I thought Robbo had probably statistically the best out of all four. But they did get in. Curtis and Joey and Robbo all got 15 minutes at least. You want to rate? I don't know if that's rate worthy or not.
Highlights I saw didn't feature Diaz or Curtis, but I saw Robbo. I noticed that much, like that Costas had got off and Robbo come on, because I only seen about 7 minutes. That's all you got off YouTube, like, for what I see.
Yeah.
But Diaz and Curtis didn't even feature in the highlights like that I saw. All I saw was Robbo.
Yeah, no one really, to be honest, did much out of Curtis Diaz. I mean, Diaz should have done better with shot. He should have made the keeper work, was just straight at him, really.
Yeah, that shot had nothing behind it.
Nothing,
yeah. I think maybe if he was warmed up, maybe that has a little bit more behind it, but
But I saw the highlights. I saw Darwin look like our best performer. Like, he looked really perky, like, and he was into it and enjoying it. Like Brian said, that's what was noticeable for me from the highlights I saw. Like, after missing the match,
I think people were feeding off of his energy. I'll agree with that. I think Darwin's energy was somewhat contagious, at least to keep them involved.
I saw Virgil's at it as well. I saw that Nunes was near miss, like, with his head. The glass he saved, and Virgil's, they were included on it.
Yeah. Do you want to give a rating, Malate, for Diaz?
Yeah, Diaz standard 60 for me. 60.
Okay. JK?
Couldn't find his feet straight away. It took him about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
To find his feet. So for me, a 60 as well.
Okay. Was playing on the right wing initially, then moved over to the left wing, then even found himself he was all over the pitch basically. He played all three positions basically. Played right wing, left wing, and even central. But only had 23 touches, 75%. 1 out of 2 for his ground duels. And then obviously the shot that we spoke on. And lost the ball 6 times. Brian?
22.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll keep it at 67. We'll let Brian's 22 be the outlier.
No, I've just had my mind blown. I can't think straight because Max. I asked Max earlier on. I'd love to know his top 10 footballers of all time.
Oh, in the chat. Yeah, I've seen it.
And because he had
I get it. Because Messi
Yeah,
are not in his
because
top 20.
yeah. So
Maybe it's
I
his
guess-
top 20 of like the ones he likes, not necessarily the.
No, but it's the top, no, his all-time top 20. I asked him, and forget about all his mentions or whatever. But the fact that somebody has put together a top 20, like I said, Max is coming out with some of the best.
Oh, he put it. Yeah, I
takes
see it. I see it
ever.
all the time.
Yeah, Messi isn't even in his top 20. That isn't like, I mean, fair play. Like I have a lot of respect for somebody that can put together a top 20 that doesn't have Messi in it and can go to war for it and can tell me why he isn't. I have total respect for that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just love the fact that you can do that and you can explain why and you can have that idea because not everybody has to say, oh, you're the best ever. That's cool. Yeah. But the fact he doesn't even get in your top
Some good names
20,
in there, though. There are some good names in there.
that's because it's a top 20 of all time, dude. There ain't gonna be nothing but good names.
Well, I'm just saying, yes, that's his top 10.
Yeah.
That's his top 10.
No, Messi. Yeah, Messi doesn't even get in his top 20. That is that's some strong stuff.
Keep an eye out for upcoming episode on the international break, Max. You'll enjoy it that we have coming up. You'll enjoy that show. Let's just go real quick. I'll just let the three of you rate these next three players. So I'll let Brian rate Curtis Jones, or excuse me, Robbo. Excuse me, Robbo's up first. He was
60.
60. Oops. Okay. And then Joey, I'll let Nolante do the rating for Joey.
Brother, man, that Jody G. I wish he deserves. He should get some game time. He should start for me, but he was solid enough on coming on 60.
60. Okay. These scores were my scores for these players. The only one I didn't score is Cody, because I didn't have him in the list by accident initially. And for Curtis, JK.
For Curtis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give him a 65 as well.
Oh, well, easy enough. Same as. All right. That's going to bring us to our coach and then the man of the match. So people in the chat, please tell me what you thought of Slot yesterday, and also be ready, or if you can, put your man of the match as well, so we can have a tally on that. Let's go Nolante first on this one. Slot for you.
With the team lineup, I would have personally made a few changes. I personally would have rested more players, my personal opinion, but fair enough. It is what it is. So I guess I can't. I would have made a few changes, but fair enough. It was a strong enough lineup. With the subs, I mean, again, like I said, I was surprised with the Salah one first of all, but I've got no problem with it, and I like Slot's authority with these team members. Whether it's Salah or Trent, he ain't, and this is the problem Klopp done last season. Not only did he break the thing of his leaving, and then him and his hesitancy with subs at certain start plays, Slot doesn't give a damn, and I like that. So Mo can have all the stroppy moans and stuff like that, but it is what it is. We've got a coach that's taking charge of things, and he sees the best for the team, regardless if they go or not. So I really rate that. I respect that from Slot. He's kind of, for someone that I wasn't not my first, second, or third choice. look, I mean, it's still early days, but he's going up in my estimation. Some of the stuff he does. The only slight I would say is that he didn't put Endo on, which is a bit disappointing because I feel that Endo deserves a start. He could have done a job today. He could have been started against Leipzig. He would have been fine. So in that behind another win, I'll say it wasn't the best performance, but it wasn't the worst. 76 for me. 76.
Okay.
No, actually, sorry. No, I'll change it to 80. Sorry, 80.
Okay. That makes it easy. Brian, for you, slot.
Bit dodgy. We were talking about it, but the subs a bit too early. Could have gone wrong.
Could have gone wrong. Could have gone horribly wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but he did his job. I would say 75.
Okay. JK.
A good away win in the Champions League, 1-0.
Yeah.
I wasn't really too happy with the starting lineup. I wanted Curtis Jones and Diaz to start, but they didn't. But we still got the job done. So for me, I'm going to give him an 85.
Okay. I think we'll stick at the 80 since that's about in the median and two of our votes. Gets us to the man of the match, people. Who was your man of the match? Who was your man of the match? JK, who was your man of the match?
I'm going to go with Darwin.
Okay.
Right attitude. Yep. Let's
Was
go with
nice
Darwin. About time too, as well,
I see Max got a vote for Simicast. I see that. I see you.
Simicast as well pushed it. He played really well first half.
Yeah. So one for Darwin, one for Simi. Malante.
Remember the name. Daweezy for Sheezy, Maneezy for Leezy, so Sheezy for Heezy.
Yeah, there you go. I got you. Darwin. Obviously, we know who Marion's choice is going to be, so that's 3 for Darwin.
He's speaking on the behalf of Bernadette as well, so that's 4.
Yeah. I know Brian's probably not putting Darwin on that one. Who would you say is your man of the match?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, my turn. Oh, Galaxy.
Yeah.
But if it has to be a Liverpool player, then then Keller. But yeah, Galaxy to me, but it's basically either an ex-Liverpool player in goal or a current Liverpool player in goal. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
They were having a bit of a worldly competition by the end. Galaxy
That's true.
did 2 better by the. He just came up on top, I think. Like we were talking about when we were watching live, it's like this guy, man, like he's turning into fucking Lev Yashin. He's turning,
That's what
he's turning to
keepers do for some reason
Buffon
against
over
us.
here. Like everything we're hitting, this guy's just flying like Spider-Man out of nowhere. Oh, he's 34 years. He has no right to be doing this.
Yes, true.
Well, okay,
That's
we'll deal with it. Okay, whatever. But yeah, go ahead, have the game of your life. Of course you will. Of course you're going to go and have the game of your life. But we won it. So it was a bit of a competition. Kelleher, for us, him. But overall, Galaxy.
Okay. So you guys can still there's 2 for Kelleher, 4 for Nunez, or what? No, 3 for Nunez. And anyone else want to get their votes in before we put it in as the final?
Any more?
What about Lee's vote?
Lee, man of the match. He didn't watch the game, so he's probably.
Yeah,
He didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
He's being
Okay,
very,
cool.
very
That's
diplomatic.
why he's not. That's why he's not right
Cool.
doing the ratings. So.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, cool.
I mean, it doesn't stop most YouTubers, so fair play to them. You know, most of them don't watch the match and they'll say, "Oh, 10 out of 10, best I've ever seen," or
Yeah,
trash,
exactly.
3 out of 10, trash performance. You know,
Exactly.
oh,
He's
did
got
you
a
watch it?
25-yarder.
I was at work in fucking IKEA basement. I was picking up. You know, yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw the 1 minute, 60
really
seconds of the goal.
Liverpool, but I have a lot like so far this season. I've missed too much. Like, you'll have to stop
Come on,
missing
Lee.
me.
Absolutely, we need you back on, mate. We will need you on Sunday.
Make sure I get this all right. The
Yeah,
spelling
you going to
right.
watch Arsenal, Lee? You going to watch Arsenal on
Yeah,
Sunday?
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
What you going? You going to go down the pub? You go with your man? What are you going to do? You going to?
I'll have to start speaking to my dad again, and I can watch it in his.
Oh, okay, right.
He only
Enough
lives
said,
upstairs.
enough said.
Funny.
Enough
The
said.
Alder Ever. He must. He'll be watching. He watches Everton like himself, like on it. That's why he has it so he can watch Everton, but I can watch it as, you know what I mean? Just haven't spoke to him in a couple of months because we had an argument. I've been living in the flat underneath him for like nearly quarter of a century, so it's bound to happen from time to time.
Yeah,
Of
sure.
course. It only takes a word to sort it out, doesn't it? Just knock
Yep.
it out. Yeah, that's all it ever takes.
So that's our man of the match. That is our man of the match.
It was last time.
He looks a lot like the original guy, or the one that won it. You could.
I know. Well, this one, if we're gonna call him Romantico, I think he probably needs a rose.
Yeah.
He needs to be holding a rose in his teeth.
This is getting a little bit weird now. This is getting a tiny bit weird.
Donkey Darwin. Darwin the donkey.
No.
He's not a donkey,
never,
is he?
Ever.
The worst centre forward I remember that was a bad donkey was Jostein Flo, the brother of Tor Andre Flo. Oh man, he was just a big lump for Sheffield United, but it was funny watching him. Like,
did we really? We had a Flo. We had Flo's brother.
No, we didn't have Flo. I'm saying Flo was a donkey.
No, we had his brother.
Tor Andre, he was good. He was brilliant for Chelsea. He was a good forward. Tor Andre Flo. Jostein Flo, his brother, the centre forward for Sheffield United, was awful. He was just one of the worst I ever remember seeing in my life.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, 90s Premier League, the 90s in the Premier League was the era of the donkey. It really was. Yeah, that's where that whole donkey thing is, because there was a lot of number 9s that couldn't trap it, but that they were just big lumps. Yeah. That's where that whole donkey thing comes.
Darwin's got some thoroughbred in him. Like, he's not a donkey, is he? He has got some thoroughbred in him. We just need to steer a bit more.
Oh my goodness!
Apparently, he's 50% Romantico and 50% in Bassor, which is
there you go. Well done.
That sounds like Marianne's dream weekend. You know.
Well done. All right.
I'm tired of going on about. Sorry, I was going to say I was tired of like going on about like how, you know, when Darwin clicks, he'll be brilliant and all that. But, you know, I'm willing him to succeed. He can still succeed. I'm sure of that. Like, but he's just got to get it together soon. And he like.
I would love to see him be prolific scorer for us the same way he was a prolific scorer in Portugal. But I mean, like, even the same way he's a good scorer for Uruguay. But I mean, you got to come out with the right attitude. That much I can agree with Max. You got to come up with the right attitude. You got to come out with the.
To be honest, there was a period where he was in the team there, where he kept getting assists. Remember last season, he just kept getting assists. He weren't scoring. He kept in every match, like for a load of matches in a row. You know, he can do it, like, can't he?
But look what he did against us. I mean, the more I think about it, I really, really hope we didn't buy this kid just off the back of fucking 2 games, you know. But against us, the Champions League,
we've been scouting him for a long time, even before that.
Yeah, but if that was the one that tipped the balance, I know we're not buying him off the back of me. I was paraphrasing, you know, for the sake of, but it does. We all joke about how Klopp's, you know, if you play well against us, Klopp will be, we've been looking at this guy for a while. Then all of a sudden, Minamino was a big one apparently.
Does that mean we're going to take back a
Can't play
keeper?
everybody.
Maybe make him our third string keeper, the 34-year-old for RB Leipzig.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we have a number 3 slot opening up.
Exactly. He could take the role of Adrian.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Good night, Norm. We're about to sign off too. We're coming up on the 3-hour mark. Definitely wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. We got our investor as our man of the match. We got our ratings done. We got a little bit of news in. We're going to definitely go into some news tomorrow. I do have some big news. Do a little bit more research on it, but I do have some big news to report on tomorrow. So hopefully it's good news, by the way. And I do have a little bit of a Zen, your moment of Zen to give you as well before we part. But Irishman, is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we let them go on their way?
No, actually. Okay. No, not tonight. No, I'm in a lull. I'm just waiting for Nelante's going to pick up the slack. He'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. See you all tomorrow.
And Lee, is there anything you want to say to the people before we allow for them to enjoy their Thursday evening?
Well, I'll just echo Brian's sentiments exactly. Thanks for being here, everyone. We'll see you again.
Okay. All right. And JK.
That was good. Good show. Nice for the comments and stuff, and to review the game yesterday was good. Good show, lads.
Good show for sure. You're a big part of that. And
nice one, bro.
Nalante, you get the final word here.
Oh, thank you very much. That's me. Don't know what to say. Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, silly me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to another show. Thanks to my co-hosts. The most man with the most for the host, 12th man, the Flying Irishman, Brian. JK, who's in UK, who's in Germany, you never know where he is. The German encyclopedia of JK. And the man, the scouser, the man, Lee. Liverpool legend. If you don't know, now you know. So what I'll say is, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another day. It's another week. Another win, 3 out of 3. Champions League, marching on. Where we go, nobody knows. My blessings to the Irishman, not Brian again. The Irishman called Kelleher. It's a shame he'll go in the summer. Who's going to be the next Liverpool top runner? And as we end with parts, I'll end with this. Oh, easy for easy, my sheezy. Got the goal, but not the assist. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, all I'll say to you, as I do, faithful words of the great man, Mr. Springer, be safe. Take care of each other one and another and families. Arrivederci, au revoir, good night to you, and God bless.
Yes. And with that,
yes. Preach, brother.
I'm gonna preach, yes.
And so say all of us.
I'll give you your moment of Zen here. This is at least a nice little, considering that Manchester United drew today in Europa. Here's your little moment of Zen to all our Red Devils out there. That's right. There you go.
Numbers
Enjoy. All right, people. Take care. See you tomorrow. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be a good show because I have some, like I said, we have some breaking news to give you for tomorrow. And other than that, hey, it's very simple. 3 words. Up the Reds. Big up the Reds. So up the Reds always. See you tomorrow. Take care, guys.